Geeky Bugbear Fairy Tales, DM'd by Faery. We hope that you have a lot of fun here on this Saturday, so grab your cereal and pull up and play with us for a little while.
No sound. No sound in stream.
I can hear her. Oh, and there. We apologize, viewers, but none of us like Saturday mornings.
It's apparently only you, Reen. The rest of us are here just fine.
Huh.
We're all here.
Technology is great!
Well, let's just do voice test. You can hear everyone, but not the DM.
I don't know, maybe.
Let's see in the chat. Let us know.
Testing.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Hello, hello.
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 And then, yes, everyone but DM we're getting.
Oh no.
Dungeons and glue sticks.
But
Yeah, that's my buddy. That's John.
I'm going to regret choosing this voice. In
I'm
about
already kind
10
of regretting
minutes.
choosing this voice. Going slightly Valley Girl with it today?
Like, oh my god, are you really?
I just get to sit back and talk like people around me, so I'm totally.
Oh,
uh,
no.
I'm going to regret using the voice that I'm going to use, but I'm not starting it yet.
Tara Muffins.
I haven't settled yet, so I'll probably evolve while we're on.
yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
What's a tiefling sound like anyways?
Whatever a tiefling wants to sound like.
Whatever
Right.
a tiefling wants to sound like.
I mean, she's like 28, so
I don't even know what
I don't think
to
I have
sound
to
like
change
at
it
this
much.
point.
Please stop eating the green.
Yay! Did
There
they
you go.
fix it?
Do we have? Yes.
Can we hear me now?
Hey, working.
Yay!
We've got it. We're good. We're back.
Okay, so
Yay.
I'm learning, just like y'all learn things every day. I'm learning with stuff like this, so now you can hear me. So, that being said, did any of what I said come through at all? Chat, can you help me?
That was a no.
Oh, okay, so that just means we rewind, we do some little crazy things, and now we come back. Okay, so I'm Faery, and this is Geeky Bugbear Fairy Tales. And one of the things that I like to do is to have a good time with my friends. And how we do that is we like to play games. And the game that we're playing here is Dungeons and Dragons. And with that, we get a set of rules. And we also get these wonderful pretend worlds that we can play around in and use our imaginations and all go on a journey together. We make up characters and then we become those characters while we play. The world that we're going to be playing in is one that I found and think is so much fun, and it's called Retroverse. And Retroverse is this really zany, crazy world that's set way back in the 80s. And I know for all you kids out there that you're going to be like, the 80s, that's so long ago. But it's got some really fun things in it. And I'm hoping that you'll like playing in this world with us and meeting everybody and joining along and being a fairy friend. So, that being said, today, let's meet who we're going to be playing with. First up is going to be Pam. Tell us about you as your character and a little bit about who you are in the real world.
In the real world, I am Elsa, and I help run Polymorph Crafts with my husband, and we make really cool mimic chests that won't attack. They will hold all your stuff. And you can tell your parents to go check us out at polymorphcrafts.com because we're awesome. In the game, my name is Pam, and I kind of look like a little bit of a dinosaur. Let's see. I'm really good in the kitchen, and I like to cook things. And I like to cast spells, don't you know?
Hi, my name's Chris. Just work a regular Monday to Friday job. I love D&D. My character is Barrick. He is a Wonari. Essentially has the features of a Boston Terrier.
He's a puppy?
And, yeah, pretty much. And the class is Gorian Gear, which is also, we know it as a Power Ranger. Growing up in that time frame, definitely something that I enjoyed as a kid and look forward to playing.
That is great. Okay, up next we have Sasha. A mute. Oh no, we lost Bayrick.
yeah,
Hold on.
Someone.
Whoa, the rifts were ripping through us. What happened? Oh,
Rips are on
he's
stage
back.
today. Hey everyone, I'm Sasha. Just a little bit of a wandering minstrel wandering the land. In real life, I'm Dan. Right now, mostly just a broke college kid looking for a job, but trying to have some fun in the meantime.
That sounds like a solid plan to me. I don't know about y'all, but college is good. Fun is
It is.
good.
Yeah. I mean, I'm graduated, so now it's just a job hunt.
Oh, the adult
Yeah.
part. Okay, so next up we have Anakaria. Tell us about you. Wait, the rips are coming. We're gonna have to get a lasso and tie Bayrick to the world so he can stay with us.
Okay. Am I unmuted?
There she is.
All right. So I'm Twin Pixie. I play Anakaria. I'm a 28-year-old tiefling who's had some weird stuff happen recently. I had this weasel come up to me and tell me I have these weird powers. And I transform, and it's crazy. I don't understand it, but I just kind of roll with it a bit. Outside of D&D, I play a lot of D&D, but other than that, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I've got too many kids. I do a lot of artwork and stuff. I stream. I do traditional and digital art and video editing and video coding, and I do the things as well. So
That's fun. It's fun to do all the things. I like doing all the things. Do you kids like doing all the things? Maybe. The rifts, they're messing with me. Why can I not see my things? There it goes. Okay, so I apologize. Like I said, we're still learning, so we're going to have a few bumps and bruises along the way. But if you'll hang with me, we'll get through it okay, and we'll all have fun along. Cress, we're moving along, so tell me about you. What you got going on? Unmute.
I'm sorry, I was telling somebody else how to unmute themselves. So, in real life, my name's Kelly. I am the opera geek. I am a professional opera singer, which is people that sing really loud with no microphones in foreign languages and sometimes English. I'm also a voiceover artist. I dub cartoons. And I am 1/3 of the group known as the Terror Muffin, who are all here today. Now, in the game, my name is Cressida Shortgarters. I am the youngest of the Terror Muffins. I'm about 26. I'm human and I'm really, really tall. So I'm about 6'3", and I am what's called a defragger. So I like to find things that aren't working in the code and mysteries I can solve to make everything work better. And I kind of protect my sisters, not really well sometimes, but I do stand in front of them a lot when people are trying to hit them.
Whoa, so you're like a tough super detective, you know, you're like, wow.
I am a super detective.
Okay, that's cool. That's going to be fun to play. We got some really neat people going on. This is going to be fun. Okay, so Verly, tell me about you.
So in real life, I am Eris Savad. I make a bunch of different tabletop gear. Everything is useful and colorful and sturdy because I also have a kid and she tests my stuff because that's how you make good products. Today, I am playing Verly. And, well, I'm Verly Shortgarter, and I'm the oldest Shortgarter, but I'm also the smallest. But, but that's why I have Cress, because, she's really, really good at helping me when, I'm too small to carry my little legs. But that's why I have these really sweet rollerblades, and I'm also, I am a synth weaver. So synth weaver. Sorry, I can't talk. I'm a synth weaver, and
I have that problem too.
I find the notes between the pieces of fabrics of reality, and I weave them together to make sure that my sisters stay out of trouble because I'm the oldest, so I gotta protect them.
Oh yeah,
And
I
usually
get that.
do that by calling attention away from them and to myself.
Well, that's pretty cool. So it's like you feel the heartbeat of the world and you make music out of it, like all the sounds around you, and that's pretty cool. I like that.
I'm really good at making sounds.
I'm kind of good sometimes too, but usually it's because I dropped something and went blah, 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 or something like that. But that's cool that you can like make good ones, That's a good thing. So, Pippa, tell us about you.
Well, in real life, I am V, and I have the YouTube channel, The Crafting Muse, where I show people how really cool things for their table games, as well as painting minis and other fun game accessories to make it all the more fun. I also have 2 boys, which is why I wanted to come and do this today, because they love watching their cartoons, and I'll watch them with them. In this game, however, I am Pippa Shortgarters. I am the middle sister of the 3. I'm a rogue, which means I kind of like to go wandering. I might get into a little bit of trouble here and there. That's okay, though, because my sisters always help me out. And I might have a bad habit of kind of borrowing things from people, but as long as I like it, you should be fine.
That is fun. I like it. Okay, so who's ready to go on a tale and get a story? If you're ready, say me.
Me.
Totally me.
Wait a minute.
Let's go.
Wait a minute. I know it's early, but y'all can do better than that. The kids deserve better than that. Who's ready?
Totally ready. Let's go.
I'm ready.
There we go. Okay, so jumping right in. It is a dark, stormy night. There's thunder rolling. There's lightning striking everywhere. The winds are howling through. And all of a sudden, As you're traveling along, tree branches break, snap, crashing across the road. You weave over, but ahead, in the headlights, you see it. There's a turnoff. You see a sign. Birmingham Manor and Farm. Bed and breakfast. Tours available. Maybe you could find refuge here. You turn in. You go up. The house looks kind of run down. Scary. A little bit kind of creepy. But there's lights on. It's well lit, and it's somehow kind of welcoming. You're not sure how, but there it is. And anything to get out of this storm. You rush up to the door with the knock. Boom, 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 boom. The door opens, and you see a young lady before you. A human female, short blonde hair. She says, "Hello, may I help you?" "Here, come in, quickly. Get out of this storm." You come inside, and here you're inside a home. It's very nice and elegant. The rooms are large, open, 20 feet by 20 feet, spacious and airy. Tall, 12-foot ceilings. An old plantation style. It feels warm and cozy. But you also notice it is a little worn down, a little shady, a little drab, but yet comfortable. You feel this may not be a bad place. What do?
I'm going to start walking around the room and just sort of like taking stock here and there. You got a great place here, and I'm standing on tiptoe. I'm like 3 feet tall, so, I kind of have to sometimes. This is some nice collections you got going on here. I like it.
Well, thank you. I'm glad. It's a family home. It's been here a long time. Are y'all interested in taking shelter from the storm? With weather like this, I couldn't see charging you, but it just so happens, well, we do have rooms available.
Well, if you've got the rooms, we've got the bodies. Well, living. That sounded so wrong.
Well, about that, funny you should mention that about, the living and such, because one of the things about here is we're a haunted plantation. So we have ghosts here. See, and sometimes things like that happen. And it's just part of the fun and the whimsy. And at one point in time, people came, for this kind of thing. But, well, not so much lately.
So, like haunted as in like Casper the Friendly Ghost, or haunted like we maybe should just sleep in the car?
Yes, more like the Casper, I think, because I don't know this Casper tale, but it is friendly ghosts. That was one of the things about ours, because with our family, one of the things that's gone on from generation to generation is we've got just a touch of an ancestor line that, well, they don't exactly go away. They sort of hang out and tell those of us that are living things about the past and help us with the things we do. Well, some of those that like to interact with the living, they stay here in the family home. And, well, we just kind of, to keep the home up, we made it a bed and breakfast, and they would entertain and have fun and play with the people, and the people play with the ghosts, and it was just kind of a good time for all,
Sounds helpful and crowded.
I have a question.
What's that?
They're not gonna ruin my hair, are they?
She looks disconcerted and like she doesn't want to lie to you, but by the same token, she's not exactly comfortable answering. Perhaps you would like to do an insight and see what you can perceive?
Okay. Oh, natural 20. So for
Oh
21.
my, very well. With that, you can tell that at one time she would have very clearly answered you affirmatively. They would, but only playful. But now she's more concerned that they might snatch your hair out.
She just kind of like holds on to her hair and smooths it down and just kind of like makes herself even smaller than her 2'9" self already. She's just kind of like shrinking even down. Maybe we should sleep in the car, cause
No,
well, I don't want them to take my scrunchies.
well,
So,
I don't think they will, and you don't want to be out in that weather. I promise you don't. And at that time, just lightning crashes and thunder rolls, and it is terrifying out there. You would have to be very scared to even contemplate going out there.
Cress is going to kind of stomp up. She's not very graceful, and she's wearing full metal armor.
Yes.
So she just kind of stomps up and very gently picks up Verly and kind of puts her behind her. And she's going to kind of quietly smile at the proprietress and use halt degradation to sense if she is corrupted.
You can absolutely tell that she is not.
Well, Verly, I can't speak for the guests in her house, but she seems to be pretty okay, you know, and stuff. But you can stay behind me if you want. I don't mind if they pull my hair out. It's not very good anyway.
I don't see. Okay, maybe. Okay, I know y'all are kind of stuck here, and I want to get to know all of you, and so disclosure. Here's the thing. Something weird's been going on with our ghosts, and we don't know exactly what it is, but something's been taking control of them, and they're fighting it really, really hard, and most of the time, it's not a problem, but every now and again, something takes control of them, and a few people have gone missing, and we don't exactly know, and that's kind of why there's empty rooms now, and please don't leave. Y'all look like a good group of people.
Sasha has been half listening to music this whole time and probably doesn't realize just how much danger they actually are in. But with that plea, she's now realizing, hey, this is actually kind of dangerous. But despite that, she asks Lucy, so where are these ghosts? I'm not seeing any around here.
Well, they kind of come and go as they please, and to give you a general idea, you do have, like free reign of the manor while you're staying here, because, that's how our guests usually have. We do have a cook, and she's really great. She's new to the group, so she's kind of learning things too, but she has been with us for a couple weeks now, and her name is Anakaria, and she's in the kitchen back here. Have y'all eaten? Are you hungry?
Wait, you
No,
have
I said wrong name. Forgive me. See, accidents. When you're doing make-believe, you get people confused. I'm sorry. It's Pam. Pam is my amazing cook.
Ooh.
I could eat, but I usually could always eat.
I'm always hungry.
Free food is
Same.
good.
Same. Food's
I'm
awesome.
hungry.
Yeah, I say we're ready for some chow. Sounds good to me.
Sasha just starts walking towards the kitchen, or where she thinks the kitchen is.
Okay, so that being said, I think all of you can see.
You can hear lots of noises coming from the kitchen.
I think all of y'all can see your maps. And I apologize, stream. For this stream, I do not have the map set up. I am working on getting it set up as we're doing these things, coordinating. So hopefully you will see the map here in a second. I've just got to get it loaded. But players, you should all be able to see the map and your tokens, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, awesome. So that is the floor plan, and to give our watchers an idea of what they're seeing, as they walk up these colonial staircase. They go into this foyer landing. There is a big stairwell in front of them. There are doors off to either side. These rooms are very large, and to the left there's like a parlor, so it's little chairs and sofas. There's a cozy fire with the flames burning. There's little bookcases around all of the walls. So all of the walls where there's not windows or a door are bookcases in the parlor. To your right, you see a living room. This is a little bit more formal. This is more where you would entertain and have tea. There's some proper coffee tables and upright wing chairs. It's a bit more elegant. The furniture is old and dated, but you can tell that it was very well cared for. And it's very cherished. And it appears very sturdy and functional. Again, you have the cozy warm fire. There's candlelit torches on the walls. You continue on to the dining room. There's a long table set up, beautiful chairs, same theme is going through. Same thing off of the library, or off of the parlor on your left, the library. And you continue on. There is the serving room and kitchen past the dining room. You said y'all were going towards there, so if you would please move your tokens, you do have control of them towards that area. And Pam is there, and Lucy says, and here we have the dining room. Pam, are you around? It seems we have visitors.
Oh, I just love having visitors. Hello. Come in, come in. You must be hungry.
Yeah, that's the given.
Yeah.
Smells good.
Oh yes, I just love cooking. It's just so much fun. And so, okay, so what do you want? I've got soups, and I've got other soups, and one more kind of soup.
So you got soup.
But they're so good. Yeah, don't you know they're so good?
You hear this voice. She seems to like her soups. I don't get it.
Hey, Mr. Ghost.
I'm gonna look around.
I look around for the voice.
I just start waving at empty air, hoping I'm waving at a ghost.
Yeah, I'm definitely
Sasha,
gonna
Fred.
look into things.
Verly holds her hair protectively as she looks around too.
I've got
My
too
tail
much
has
here to
stopped
hold.
wagging.
And I'm just continuing going around, getting the soups into bowls, and just that it doesn't. I've heard this voice before. It's fine.
So,
Question. Pam was a one of the dinosaur races, correct?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Have we ever actually seen a dinosaur race?
Well,
Is it common?
the dinosaur races are quite prevalent within the retroverse. They are called Sarens, and so the odds of you having seen them are actually pretty good, unless your character is not specifically from a retroverse world.
No, I was just wondering. But okay. I just wanted to know how prevalent the race was.
Oh yeah, great question.
Yeah.
Great question.
Sasha's has probably seen 2 or 3 in her travels. She's used to them by now.
Okay.
I would have seen
You
some.
may not be familiar with ones that have roller skates for feet. As I'm kind of going around in the kitchen, I don't walk. I just kind of scoot on my roller skates. My cat is right here.
So
Sorry.
Cress has got her giant shield hooked onto her back, onto a hook that suspiciously looks like it's got a couple side panels to it, but she's got it hooked, and she takes out a black drive and then a scanner in her other hand, and she just kind of like starts going around the room and scanning everything.
As
to
you
see if
pull
she
it
can
out,
figure anything out.
As you pull this device out, Lucy looks at you and goes, What? What is that? That is quite interesting.
I made it. So, it helps me find things.
How?
What kind of things?
Like
All
everything.
kinds of things. All kinds of things. And I'm gonna like hit the side of my glasses, and like one of the little panels comes out over one of my glasses lenses.
Whoa!
Hey, that's cool.
So this way I can see things that shouldn't be there.
You can't see in this here soup bowl. She's not eating anything. I don't know why you cook this food. People aren't gonna eat it. God.
And she just starts spinning around and like scanning everything, trying to figure out where the voice is coming from.
I am more concerned about the weird technology than about the weird voices. So I'm just watching you like, ooh, and ladling soup into a bowl until it overflows, and just, what is she doing?
Okay.
At that point in time, Barrick, you feel your bag at your side begin lifting slowly. And Pippa, you feel the backs of your hair tickling. Just the littlest of tickles.
Okay, someone's getting a bit handsy right now, and I'm not seeing anyone.
My bag is moving on its own.
You hear the sound of little pitter-patter footsteps. Dun, 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 like
Hey,
it was
Cress,
running away
honey.
from you.
Cress, honey, are you picking up any of this yet?
Well, I have a few blips here and there, but I'm afraid it's getting jammed. This house seems to be jamming a lot of my code searching.
This is not my kind of jam.
I promise, it's not bad. It's not bad. Just relax. It'll be okay. I promise.
I mean, normally I'm the one that's supposed to pump up the jams, not this house.
Right? Well,
Jams? What are they talking about, jams? We don't have jams. She clearly said it was soup.
I'm sure it's just the ancestors. It's fine. I have them too. It's okay. They talk to me sometimes.
Pam, do you have jam?
Do I have jam? I can make you some jam. Do you want some jam? I've got strawberries jam, and I got blueberry jam, and I have huckleberry jam, and rhubarb jam, and I put
She really has a lot of jams.
oh gosh, big surprise. I love the blueberry. Can you do some blueberry?
Oh yeah. Okay. And so she grabs, there's fresh blueberries somehow. She puts them into a pot, but instead of turning on the stove, she casts sacred flame on them to warm them up to get them cooking. So
that's a flashy approach you got there. I like it.
I was gonna sure. Are you sure that's an efficient use of that?
Hey, if it heats it up, why not?
Oh, it's just it's the best jam you'll ever taste. I promise.
Infused with magical yumminess, I'm sure.
Divine toast with jam.
Divine toast.
That sounds like a good group.
Do you have like a menu? That should be a menu item here. You know.
Yeah, you can call it Holy Jam.
I love it.
Yeah. I'm working on the menu, but we haven't really had any visitors to try out some of my food, so I didn't know like what I should keep on the menu.
Is it because of that rude ghost guy?
Yeah, he's kind of rude.
It kind of.
Well, he is kind of grumpy at times, but I promise they don't mean harm. And as for the little giggles you heard, that's just one of the twins. They like to play pranks, but it's usually pretty harmless, you know. It's little stuff like maybe tying your shoelaces, you know, so get up, be careful if you get up and you got shoelaces, because, you know, they might be tied. I don't know. But, so, like, this thunder's really nerve-wracking, and I'm enjoying y'all's banner, but y'all seem like you said you solved problems, and you each seem really competent and interested. Maybe while y'all are here, y'all could help figure out what's going on with my ghosts, because if I don't figure out something soon, to be honest, for the first time in like almost 100 generations, we'll be at risk of losing our home.
100 generations, that's a lot.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's an old place.
I'm not all for anyone losing anyone's home.
No.
No, definitely.
No.
Okay, so here's what we know so far, okay? About 3 months ago, we were, you know, just as normal, stayed booked. People were visiting, the ghosts were playing, interacting. Some of the ones that you'll see, well, you kind of met Fred. He's grumpy, and he tends to hang out in the kitchen. He's actually an exception to the rule of our ghosts, because Fred wasn't like a family member by blood. Fred is one that he loved the family so much, and he served the family from the time he was a little bitty kid all the way up until his physical form left us. And the house made him one of the ghosts. So he's stuck here in the house. He can't like go out to the barn and stuff like the other ghosts can, but he gets to hang out with us, and he's grumpy, but we love him. So anyway, the twins, that's Anna and Frank, and they're, like I said, they're really, really playful. And then there's Grandma Sue, and she usually just makes creaky noises, but every now and again she throws her 2 cents out. But what's happened is some of them have started becoming hostile, and people were getting hurt, and we kind of put it off as like, well, maybe they scratched themselves, or maybe they fell down, and, you know, different things. And then somebody went missing, and so we had to stop taking reservations. The only thing that we know is when they went missing, they were always alone. So try to stay together. It can be hard because we've had some really weird rift things happening. And I don't know if any of y'all have ever had rifts around you, but apparently we are a big rift place. And people poof here. You said you solve stuff. Is that something that maybe you can figure out, Chris, or help with? Or is that something any of y'all think that y'all can do? Like, can y'all detect rifts or analyze them?
I wish I could.
I can detect anomalies in the code that shouldn't be there, but none of these should be here. So my scanner's going a little crazy.
I can just smell very well.
You do. You smelled really, really good. And I can keep us fed.
Pam! Did I get a little flirtation? I see what you did there.
I like it when people smell good.
Well, that makes sense. Well, your cooking smells good, so it works. So,
While you guys are talking, Cress, who is very book smart but not all there when it comes to everything else, has just taken her scanner and her hard drive and has started wandering out the door and up the stairs, like scanning things.
She does that. It's nothing personal at all. She's exploring, and she actually might be able to help figure some things out. So just kind of let her do her thing, if you're good with that.
oh yeah, absolutely.
She did say that we weren't supposed to be alone, so I should probably.
Yeah, can we like?
Yeah, that's what I was
Can we,
gonna
like,
say.
scoot along
Is
with her?
yeah, somebody needs to stick together, and you know, we're all here. Feel free, like I said, feel free to look around the house. As far as I know, everything's here. You know, nobody's ever gone missing from anywhere else. at least not that we know of. They were always last seen in the house.
I'll put some soup in this nice to go container, and I'll take it with us.
Oh no, well, do they need to go containers in the house? They can just come down to the kitchen.
I think we'll explore and eat in just a little bit, but I don't want Crest.
As soon as she said go ahead, Verily, she also wears laser rollerblades, and she just shot right out of the kitchen after Crest. She's not gonna let her go along.
I gotta go because these are my sisters. I gotta go.
Awesome. Okay. So if y'all would, you have individual control. It's up to you if you want to move your tokens. At this point, it is just more kind of free roam of what you're wanting to do. If there is anything specific that you're wanting to investigate closer or things like that, please do so. Cress, we will have you roll your investigation search. Sorry, multiple game settings. It happens. As you hit each room, and I'll let you know what you find for each of these rolls. You will be rolling with investigation because I'm presuming your sisters are aiding you, and y'all are used to working together as a team.
Did we go upstairs or are we still downstairs?
That is what I'm saying, is it is up to you to determine where you go in
would
what
like
order.
To scan the stairs to see if I can find anything weird with the stairs.
Okay.
First.
Okay.
$18.
Okay. With that, you notice that this house seems to be throbbing in the powers, like the normal heartbeat that you're used to picking up with the world code, that it is a steady rhythm here. Nothing seems unusual, a basic flow. You then notice every now and again, about on the 10th beat, a slight echo.
Found something. And she's just gonna just take off up the stairs.
Okay, here she goes. Let's follow. She's gonna do her. We just gotta go.
Okay, so right here, full pause with you three lovely short garter ladies, the Terror Muffins. We're gonna go back to our others. Beric, Sasha, and Anakaria, and Pam, are y'all gonna stick together as a group as you go investigating? Do you want to stay here? What would you like to do?
Oh, go ahead.
Sasha at this point has gotten. She is interested in the ghosts, but she was honestly really interested in the library they passed by. So she's gone in there and is looking for any books about music.
So I think we should probably stick together.
She's already rolled away.
Yeah, and Akari's noticing that. Favorite? So
Yes.
Sasha wandered off on her own. We should probably find her if what Miss Proprietor Lady was saying was right. I mean, food sounds awesome right now and all, but people just getting riffs and stuff is bad.
I'll just take this bucket of soup with me. It's fine.
Yeah, I already
It's
had
like
a
not
bowl
hot.
taken.
It doesn't bother me. It's just delicious all the time.
Alrighty then. So yeah, I'm gonna go looking for cred.
I'll follow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just follow whoever I leaves the kitchen last.
So I don't know anything about. I think it's Faery, right? I'm trying to get these down right. So I have no idea which room Faery would have gone in. So I'm gonna start with the living room and just kind of go like counterclockwise searching.
Okay. Good deal. So, with those, how each of you is grouped, move those, same thing, roll perception and decide which of you is going to be the primary investigator, and you will be rolling with advantage.
All right. You want to roll or should I roll this?
I can roll. Yes, sec here. You said investigation, right?
Correct. And I do apologize if I use the wrong phrase because I do play multiple gaming systems and my brain is getting older and sometimes it goes woo 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 woo. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna give him an assist with that.
Yes.
Yeah. Give me a sec here.
What do
there
we
go.
got?
That's better. 19.
Woo! Holy moly! Thank you for the bitty buddies. Thank y'all very much and for following. And I apologize. I am still getting used to hopping back and forth. So if I fail, I do apologize. But we do have moderators in the chat. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them as we go along. I know that it is kind of going slow, but we're going pretty good, I think. We're getting there. So what do we got now when you got your advantage added to it? What did we find? Oh, that was a 19. Okay, so you notice that one of the candles that's there's scuff marks all around the base. It seems to be moved back and forth a lot, but maybe with age, it's left marks as it did so. What do?
I'm gonna check how dusty it is around it, because that seems a little, and for it to be in like the exact same, like follow this specific trail is really odd. It seems kind of OCD. So I'm gonna see just how long, see if I can figure out how long based on how much dust is sitting there.
Okay. It is actually quite clean. It looks like these public areas they are well maintained. They're just aged.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. Is this a thing that one of your ghosts here does, or is this like used as a regular light around here? I thought.
Who are you asking?
Pam, since Pam's here.
Oh gosh, I didn't see all that dust. I'm just gonna go ahead and cast prestidigitation and just clean up that little bit of area right there. It's fine. I'm sorry you had to see that dust.
I'm okay. I mean, dust happens. It's okay. Well, if I maybe it's a habit from one of the ghosties that they like to use that candle a lot.
About that time, Lucy walks in and notices you investigating the candle, and she goes, "Oh, guess I should have mentioned this. It is an older house, and way back when there was a fairy race that lived here that sadly they were enslaved. Thankfully, we don't have slavery here, but sadly slavery was a thing. And our house, we were one of the ones that we were part of the underground system that would help slaves get away. So because of that, we've got a few little places like this here and there. And I know a few of them, but not all of them." And she reaches over and gives the candle a little twist. And you notice that now that pedestal base of the candle fits the new scuff mark pattern. And as you do so, a little library wall panel that was a bookshelf. Kitty! Kids, do you see the kitty? He's so pretty. Reach through the screen and pet him. The kitty. Okay. Oh, sorry. Kitties are fun. I love kitties. So that being said, the panel opens up and you see a dark little room. It's still clean, but it is a dark room. It looks like it would serve as a wonderful hiding place. You don't seem to lead anywhere. It's almost like a small closet. But this little room is only about 2 feet wide by 3 feet long by 2 feet tall. Whomever was hiding there would have to lay down very small, very tight, and very, very quiet to remain hidden.
I don't think I'd even fit in here if I scrunched up as tall as I could. Got too much tail and horns and...
Boom! boom!
I guess
All of a
it's
sudden, this
the-
white
of
little
the
ghost face
precious.
points out at you, comes out of the little box and goes, "Wah!"
Oh dear.
Hey,
You see a little floating girl. She's got pigtails. She's got a little long flowing dress that looks like a little sundress. She's holding in her hand a little straw bonnet. And she looks at you and says, "Gotcha!" And then she flies away and out the door.
I'm standing there, hair on my back, standing up, teeth kind of snarly a little bit. Caught me off guard, didn't know how to react to it.
So
she
yeah,
got me. So that'd be Anna, right?
that would be Anna, yes.
Oh, what a precious little darling she is. She just got us real good.
Yeah, she likes the pranks.
Yeah, I noticed. Well, I mean, you guys said that about the twins, though, so there's one.
And Ikaria,
I
at
gotta
that
say, I'm
time,
not
you
used to
feel a
ghosts.
swift kick on your bottom.
Hey, I'm gonna whirl around. That was not nice.
At that point in time, you now feel another one on your bottom.
Is this what they call pranks?
Twins, y'all, you're supposed to be fighting it. Fight them.
Fight who?
Whatever it is that's taking control of them. Usually they're pranks. They're not violent like that. They're just little things like Anna coming out and startling you with the little woo thing. Playful things, not hurtful things.
You said them, so you know it's more than one, or what? Do you have any concrete anything other than it's messing with your
They
friendly?
just yeah,
dead
they
people?
just all of a sudden it's like they do actions that would not be normal to them. They they're normal nice, like Fred, he's always grumpy, but he'd never hurt anybody. He might, chastise you for using too much salt or for not putting the plate away or something like that, but he wouldn't hurt you. And like Anna and Frank, they just, play around, like I said, little startle things. Grandma, she just offers advice and rocks and knits, and every now and again you hear her humming, but now she's, poking people and stomping their feet and, it's taking control of them. We don't know why.
I mean,
At this point, we're going to pause and switch back over to the short garters. Where are you going? What are you doing? You said you rushed up. Where are we now?
Well, I don't see the top floor plan, so I'm just gonna say we're standing at the top of the stairs.
I thought I moved you. Hold on 1 second. One second, getting a set. It's loading. I apologize.
So, Crest, are we going up or are we going down? What do you think, hon?
Why would we go down? We were just down. We have to go up. Down doesn't do anything but back to the dining room, and I don't want any soup. I'm tired of soup. I don't like soup, and I
know you
like
don't.
fruit.
I know you don't like soup, hon. I'm just trying to figure out
I
if
don't
we.
like fruit, and you're trying to tell her to make jam, and you know I don't like fruit. I won't eat fruit. I can't stand fruit. You don't. I just want toast.
Well, I want jam. You can have the toast. I'll have the toast and jam. Very easy fix, my love.
That is
No
adorable.
need to fight about it, though.
We're not fighting. We're talking.
I'm not fighting.
Well,
I'm very loud when I discuss things. She knows
Okay.
that.
So he's getting the map to load. I'm going to start describing for the audience. As they reach the top of the stairs, there is a landing. Off of this landing, there are little side foyers that run down each side of those stairwells. To each side are two big bedrooms. Within those bedrooms, each bedroom does have a large king-size poster bed. It also has a few bookcases in each room so that there's various reading materials. There you also find a various assortment of games, cards, entertainment devices. Each bedroom also has a wardrobe. that would be a handy place for tucking away your clothes, hanging them for your overnight bed and breakfast stay. Okay, so
Okay.
can they see the map now? Can you see?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And it is just the three short garters that can see the second floor map, because I am kind of keeping y'all's tokens on the map that you are on. Okay?
I'm going to immediately move up to the room that was immediately to my left, and I'm running ahead, scanning, and like I said, I'm wearing full metal armor. So it's loud.
Loud
I'm very
again.
stealthy.
I looked really
Fun,
like
I love it.
she's got something locked and loaded.
I imagine you running in there and it's like,
You know, these beds look really, really good for jumping.
I imagine her running in is something like this.
Like pots and pans. Yeah. It's like pots and pans clashing together.
That is great.
So the first thing I'm going to scan, I'm going to look at the wardrobe and kind of, I don't trust wardrobes. I'm going to fling open both the doors and start scanning the inside of the wardrobe.
I will want you to I will want you to roll a specific investigation for that.
Advantage or normal?
I am going to say for all of these purposes, you will have advantage whenever you are paired with your sisters.
Okay.
She also has a lot of experience looking through wardrobes since she's looked through mine so many times.
We kind of like to hide in them.
Chris, are you a clothes hoarder? Do you steal your sister's clothes?
She's a little tall.
And we're a little small, so we like to hide in them.
Their clothes, and they hide in them.
Oh, see, that makes so much more sense. Okay. How about y'all kids? Do y'all like to hide in closets? Do you like to hide places?
I used to hide in the clothing rack at the department store to make my mom think I was gone.
Yeah.
She didn't like it that much.
Yeah, moms usually don't like that because it scares them, because then they can't find their children.
A lot. Mm-hmm.
Or at least that's what my mom always told me, because, yeah, I did that too. You shouldn't do that, though.
You shouldn't do that.
Okay, so
18.
Okay, so it does appear to be a normal wardrobe at first glance, but as you move the clothes around, shifting them, you notice that on one side, on that top right backhand corner, there seems to be a small hole, about the size that a finger could fit in.
Okay, I'm going to fit as much of my rather large body into the wardrobe as I can and reach up and scan that top hole.
Okay. That is wonderful. I imagine this massive frame, because this wardrobe is about 6 feet tall. It's like one of the old colonial styles. It does have double doors. However, it is on legs. So imagine this wardrobe is up on legs and tall, and here is your massive frame hunched up in there with your little scatterbucks in the corner. Beep, 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 beep.
Cause I kind of feel like that might be a job for one of us.
Yeah, we could step in, like literally step in and help out.
You know what happens when you touch my scanner.
Yeah, but honey, do we want to have to pay for something else that just got broken?
It's fine. I'll just talk to them. We can just, it's cost of
You know what? I have some baubles. Don't worry. I got some baubles. We're good. You
Leave the girl alone. She's fine.
That was not me. Was that you?
It's a sturdy wardrobe.
And I will immediately tuck my scanner into my belt, activate my little glass lens, and just get right up on the little hole like this.
Peering deep within the hole, you can tell that there seems to be some sort of little catch mechanism or button in there. Not so much a room that's through the hole, but a button, maybe.
I will press the button.
What you doing, Cress?
As soon as you press the button, you hear a slight little kunk. See, leave girl alone. She's got this. And you see that the door creaks open slightly. What you thought was the back of the wardrobe.
Sweetie, I'm hearing things, but I'm not seeing things. What's happening in there?
I will bend over and like slowly back my way out of the wardrobe. It's open.
Okay. So as she
Verly
backs
has
out,
gotten right in front of her, so she's gonna immediately start like backing up, like.
I'm gonna. Pippa dodges around them and jumps right into the.
oh, that's great.
It's looking like you found a whole new world here, sweetie.
As the door creaks open, you can see that sure enough, there's like a little hallway of some sort there. You're not sure. It doesn't seem to be dirty, really, so somebody maybe cleans it. However, it is pitch dark. There is no light. Only
Pippa, you should go first. The power is yours. And I'm going to use a hype point.
yes.
So you get an extra D8 on within the next 10 minutes. It essentially acts like inspiration.
Bardic
cool.
inspiration.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's one of those fun retroverse features. It's really neat. Okay.
Can I like stick my head in and like just kind of get a feel for what might be in the darkness? Kind of do a little perception check.
You can, but just for expedition of time, I will say, without providing some form of additional light, all that you will see is that this tunnel does seem to go down about 15 or 20 feet, and it turns to the right, and it seems to just go off into darkness.
I'm gonna. Any of you got a light? It's a little dark, and it's gonna be interesting traveling if we don't have anything.
I have some candles.
I got a
Yeah, you
Zippo.
gotta
That'll
set
work.
the mood, right?
Well, spooky house, spooky night. I think we're on the right track.
I
All right.
pull out some candles, and they are neon colored candles. Like these things match my shirt. And I give one to each of my sisters, and I keep one. So I've got 3 candles out.
Okay, good deal. So y'all are going to proceed down the hall Nancy Drew style? Okay, so we're going to cut back real quick to the others. So y'all have investigated there. You've opened the torch bookcase. What are you wanting to do? Could y'all hear me? Barrett? Anikaria? Sasha?
Sorry.
Muted.
Yes.
There we go. Back to y'all. What you wanting to do?
I'm just gonna follow. I'll just follow you all around. I kind of know the layout of the house, but you know, I haven't really paid attention to the like ghosts because I don't really like. That's not weird for me.
That's great. I was going to allow you to act independently, Pam, because I was not positive if you were wanting to continue with them or be on your own with Lucy. So from here forth, I will reference you being with them. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just happy that there's people here that I can cook for.
Okay, cool. So what are we wanting to do?
So this wardrobe hiding spot.
You don't know of the
is it-
wardrobe. They're upstairs from you.
Right.
They're in a totally different
right.
place.
This little. Okay, so this little hiding spot. This doesn't go anywhere. It's just this little thing, right?
Okay, you're talking about where you are. Yes. The little hiding spot in the bookcase is just that, as far as you can tell, unless you wanted to inspect it closely. You can go ahead and roll that real quick.
Well, I was also asking Pam because Pam lives here.
Oh, okay,
so
gotcha.
I'm thinking she knows.
Well, no, we
yeah,
already established
I
that
don't
she
know.
did not know. Lucy was who showed you the torch. As far as Lucy knows, she tells you it was a hiding place, where they would hide. And
Okay,
as
so
far as you can
it
tell,
doesn't
that's
go
all
in
she
that.
knows.
Okay.
And I would
think
not
we
fit
need-
in there.
Yeah, I like I said, I wouldn't. So, I think we'll keep looking for Sasha. Should be roundabouts. So we'll move on. I'll be moving on to the next room.
I will be following closely behind.
They didn't listen very well. We told him not to go off on his own. That's how you get gone.
Yeah. Well, and that's kind of why we're looking. So it's never any family members or anyone that lives here. This is a recent thing, right?
Well, I'm the only family member that lives here.
Oh.
The rest of the family's all out. I'm the one that runs the bed and breakfast aspect of it. There's more of us alive out there, but I'm the only one that lives here and does everything.
Right. Okay. Well, so it seems the hostility is only to visitors, which is odd. How long have you guys ran it as a bed and breakfast? Is this since it's been, I mean, you said since, but how long were you a bed and breakfast before it started going on?
We've been a bed and breakfast now for about 12 years. It's our anniversary soon.
Okay.
For your 12th year or for your 13th year?
For our 12th year. The year after that'll be our 13th year.
Okay.
Okay. And about how long has the weird people disappearing and ghosts acting out thing been going on?
They started disappearing 3 months ago, and we
Months.
stopped taking guests about, I probably waited too long, but about 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Was there anywhere else you're wanting to look?
I'm gonna guess that bookcase does the same thing as the other bookcase did, with the sliding of the things, the hidey spots. I'm gonna take a look around the rest of the room.
Okay. Okay. So, you're still there in the library, am I correct? That is where y'all remained, or did you move over to the parlor?
We moved to the parlor. We haven't made it to the library yet.
Well, okay, I got you. Okay, gotcha. I was thinking it was the other way, flip flopped, and that's fine. We're moving on. It's good. So they're in the parlor, looking around. You don't really seem to notice anything out of place, anything awkward. You do, however, notice that this room in particular does seem colder than the room that you were just in.
Okay. So there's this general myth about where ghosts are hanging out stuff. It's usually colder. It's chilly in here.
Or are you cold? I'll just go ahead and start a fire in the fireplace. It's fine. I'll do that. And I'll cast prestidigitation. Does that does that light a flame?
For this, we'll say it can. I know it has
Or
different
sacred
purposes.
flame.
Yeah, sacred flame would work for sure.
Well, prestidigitation, it says, can do a small campfire.
Okay. I couldn't remember for sure if it did. So cool. Yeah, either one. Your choice.
Okay, yeah, I'll just from where I am across the room, I'll just kind of like point and be like, "Oh, it's okay. It's kind of chilly in here sometimes, but I'll start a fire for us. It's okay."
Okay, so at this point, I need to know where each of you is standing within the parlor.
I'll be curling up near the fire like a dog normally would.
Yeah, I might do the same because
but where? I'm talking about as she lights this fire, I need to know where you are at that very moment.
Oh, I'm near the entrance of the room.
Yeah, lighting, I would have been about where my token's at.
Yeah, about the same for me.
Yeah, and I've been following them around, so by the door.
Okay, and can you see where I just pinged?
Yeah. That's where I'm at.
Okay, I need you to roll a dex save.
Oh, fun.
As she casts the prestidigitation, right as the fire goes whoosh up in the fireplace, it also goes woof back out, and the carpet that is the little area rug there flips and pulls under Anakaria's feet. And that dex save.
Oh, I did not mean to do that.
I don't think that's how that spell works. I'm good. Did I save there, or am I like flat on my butt?
That got it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so your feet backpedaling, you whirlwind, almost falling, and then you catch yourself just in time. And as
So,
you look, the set carpet just flutters back down, and there seems to be the shape of a child under the carpet. It then scurries around the carpet, off, and just goes whoop, and the door to the library slams shut.
I'm gonna chase it.
Considering I'm in the library, do I notice or hear that door slamming?
Oh yeah, absolutely. This is a full sound. The door literally just.
So, hey, I'm gonna bang on the door and yell through it. So, I'm not sure what your issue is with me. Okay, this isn't nice. This isn't kind. I am not okay with this. You need to stop.
You need to stop. And it runs away.
Now
Well,
I'm going.
I am gonna cast some heckish rebuke on you soon if you don't stop messing around with these people.
Okay, pause
Do
there.
I hear them from? Do I hear them through the wall or through the door?
You can hear this conversation going on. Pause here real quick and switch back over to the short garters. What are you doing?
I am going to take my gorgeous candle and light to see if there's anything more that we can see now that we have some light going on here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yes. For this, I'm going to describe it just because it's not so much of a puzzle map of you navigating as it is just hallways that you're going through. Okay? So, as you went down the hall, it forked to the right. Your candles flicker. The darkness is around you. The area seems clean, but yet every now and again, it's like you pass through the ghost of a spider web. Every time that this happens, Cress, you notice that your box, the holograms flicker and glow. Something is going on. But these are readings that you're unsure of. You've not seen this before. It's almost like something is reaching out and grasping for something, but not exactly right here where you are. It's grabbing from somewhere else. As you continue on. Go ahead.
So the halt degradation really works only on creatures, right? Not on.
Correct.
Okay, so I'll just continue.
Okay. So as y'all continue on creeping, what is your order as far as, who, because this is narrow enough that you would not be side to side, you would be single filed behind one another?
I will definitely be at the front.
Okay.
I'll be behind her.
Okay. And Verily bringing up the rear. Okay. So as you're going through, as I said, you feel these little spiderweb whispers. Every now and again, you hear just the sound of a up, down, down, up, turn around, don't get stuck.
Hi, I'm Pippa. Nice to meet you. And you are?
I know that song. I totally know that song.
So sing it. What is it?
I don't remember the words.
Honey.
Up, down, down, up, turn around, don't get stuck.
Is this like the hokey pokey but with different words?
Maybe it's a code I have to plug into something.
Up, down, down, up, turn around, don't get stuck.
All right.
Who are you?
Yeah, whoever you are, I think it's time you introduce yourself to us, please. If you could be so kind, maybe.
Up, down, down, up, turn around, don't get stuck.
I think
I
we're
need
stuck in a
each
loop.
of you now to roll a dex save.
Okay.
Okay.
I got a 24.
Oh my. I got a 13.
I'm not going to get a 24.
Actually, you all succeed. You notice that what happens is a wall has had a spike just shoot out, and it just narrowly slides through between Pippa and Verily. Another, a little bit higher from the opposite side, just slides through between
Down.
Pippa and Cress. They then retract back out. Up, down, down, up, turn around, don't get stuck.
All right, so I'm thinking that we need to listen to our unbeknownst to us friend and do what they say physically. Because
Sure.
I don't
How
feel
do
like
we-
being a kebab for dinner.
How do we go up?
Ooh, I love
Down
kebab.
is easy, but how do you go up?
Jump, maybe?
I don't know if you've noticed,
I know.
but I have about a half inch of clearance.
Yeah, it's going to make things interesting for us, isn't it?
So do you stay there, or are y'all moving forward as you discuss this?
I think we need to move forward because the
Yeah.
track could reset.
Yeah, let's scoot.
Okay, so as you move forward, you notice that the path actually somehow seems to be going up and down, almost reminiscent of old carnival fun houses that you've been in. You see no reason why the floor should be shifting, yet it seems to, and you're just up and down, and it's almost like the carnival coming to town. As you get used to this rhythm, Verily, you notice there's a little click, clock, click, clock, click, clock. It's a steady rhythm. The beats in your head start going to it. Anything come to mind? Or are you just walking along?
I don't know. No, I'm not. Eris, as a player, is not getting anything. I feel like Verly would understand a little bit better.
Okay, I apologize. And that's one of the things with different storytellers and
Yep.
creating a story together is sometimes things convey, sometimes they don't. And that's how we learn together. So what pretty much I was just trying to give you an opportunity for if there was any banter that would be playful in your head. And for that, we're good. We're good. And this is fine. This is fine. So, Chris, you do notice that all of a sudden there seems to be a glow happening every time that this crazy wonky platform that's happening with the floor, when it goes down, there's a glow, and you notice your box seems to suddenly sink to something.
I will activate my glasses and try to pull the scanner a little closer, which in this case will look like a very, very giant person in full plate armor dropping to her hands and knees to scan the floor.
That is great. And as your glass focuses and zooms in, you crawl forward, and as that light clips, you notice that there's a small crack there that seems to go to somewhere else. You're not sure where, but it's not here.
Guys, stop. Don't move.
What?
Not moving.
There is a break in the code on the down part.
Ooh, I can break dance.
I
no,
don't
no,
think
no,
she
no.
wants you to break down, honey.
Dance.
We can't touch the light. It's a break in the code. If we touch that light, we're going to get sucked into one of those rifts.
So skip over the lights.
Skip the lights.
Skip the lights.
I totally now
Do you-
see y'all skipping through this little tunnel corridor, and you're trying to skip, but you're hunched because you can't fit.
It's hopscotch, first of all.
Yes.
Totally hopscotch. Second, telling me not to touch the light is gonna be really hard. I mean, it's easy to tell me, but keeping me from doing it's kind of difficult. I mean, you see how
Pippa grabs her
pretty it
hand.
is.
Pippa grabs her hands and is like, "Let's go together, okay, hon? We'll do this together. You don't need to touch anything. We'll just, hold hands and frolic, please."
Okay.
So, I see. I'm going to kind of try to sidestep so that I can stay hunched down and like sidestep very gingerly over each crack
Okay.
as best as I can.
Okay. You notice that as you pass over each of these cracks, that each of you does feel a tingle. It feels kind of like when you've passed through rifts before, but not exactly the same. It's just almost like walking through a disturbance in the air, in the feeling of your very being. It's like almost for a split second, you blip out and back in. Blip out and back in. You feel like you would not want to stand there. You continue on down the hallway. You then come, it's a dead end. Feeling around, using your lights. Cress, using your box. You notice, through the coding of binary, looking into it, the form of a door. You don't see a handle. But then, Verily, being Verily, is looking around, turning around, and bumps, which bumps Pippa, which bumps you. And as you shoot forward, you feel like you are tumbling for a split second, and then you shoot down a slide. You are now standing outside on the front porch.
Anyone getting a nod sense of deja vu here?
Are we all outside, or is it just her?
No, all three of you, because as she went through, the floor's gone, just like the carnival. Went, peep, boom.
So just so that the people in the house are aware, me hitting the porch from a height would have been extremely loud.
Well, except you
No.
wouldn't truly have hit it that way. I do imagine it would make some sound, and they are in the parlor, so
How high up were we?
you were on the second floor, but that's what happened is when the floor fell out, it wasn't just like a floor dropped. It became a slide that you then
Okay.
slide down like the
Well,
carnival.
So when I feel the slide starting, I don't know that it's going to be a safe slide.
Okay.
So I am going to smack the center of my chest right here, and two giant mechanical arms sprout out the back of my armor and grab both my sisters and just hang them off the sides while I slide down.
Okay. As you do that, in that case, Beric, Sasha, Anikaria, all of a sudden you hear this.
That's not the beat.
With
That's not
accompanying
the beat.
squeal
That is
from
against the
Hurley.
beat. That is against the beat.
So as y'all
Get
three
that new
come,
sound. Whoa.
you three
That was
come to
really
a
loud.
soft rest thanks to Cress's quick reaction with her arms at the bottom of the slide. You're sitting there on your rumps on the front porch, literally
they're
coming
still
out of
I
the
was gonna
wall.
say, I'm kind of picturing us dangling like little marionettes from her arms.
Well, no, it comes out to the porch, so that like
No,
you're
but
laying-
No, but she's holding us up in the air with her mechanical arms. So like we're just
Arms
kind of
are
like hanging out.
Oh!
sisters up. I'm sitting on my butt.
Because we're so tiny and she's so tall, we're not going to be touching the ground.
We're only
I
like 3 feet tall.
I was envisioning you acting as dragging your arms down the wall and acting as a stopgap with them like hanging
Nope.
on your
I
arm
grabbed
spread
them
there,
both.
like
Nope. Instead of activating my swords for the arms to grab
Gotcha.
my swords,
That's
I
even
grabbed
better.
them on their backs and just dangled them.
that is
So
totally
I'm-
even better.
Yeah. So
Okay.
if anybody has seen Spider-Man, it's kind of like Doc Ock's arms coming out the back and grabbing both the girls.
Perfect, perfect. So on their beautiful landing that I love, you see the approval thumb, right? The random approval thumb. Yeah, that's a good thing when you get that approval thumb because that's a hard one to get.
So I'm sitting like extremely unladylike with two arms sticking up, and both of my sisters are hanging there by their backs, and they've probably
We're
experienced.
totally
this-
used to this.
Yeah, they've probably experienced this at some point before, so they're probably just resigned to it.
So what
Hurley
you
is
say-
actually super excited about it. She as soon as the arm drops her, she says, "I'm not gonna lie, that was so much fun. Oh my
That was
gosh,
very
can we do it
cool.
again?"
Yes. Can we? That was the best.
That is like a total
Yes.
ta-da! With that, we'll switch back over. Beric, Sasha, Anikaria, how do you react to this horrible sound you just coming through the walls, and you do actually hear the slightest sound of Cress and Verily and Pippa's voices now coming from outside the window?
Sasha is unsure whether to be more concerned about the noises or the door that just slammed shut for no apparent reason. I think she would probably investigate the door first, see if she can open it.
Okay, good deal. So you're at the door, and Anakaria, you were banging and yelling at the door, and then got a swift kick in the rump again. So what are you doing? Muted, muted, boop, 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 muted. Fill the silence.
All right. So, with the noise and stuff, I'm gonna want to go check that out now. I mean, yes, I'm kind of concerned about the door, and I'm starting to just kind of ignore the kids. One of the things I forgot was with how tall Anakaria is, she is constantly hunched over because, like, it's the top of her head that's like 6'8", but she's actually a lot taller than that with her horns, so she really
Okay.
has to like scoot down.
Okay, no, hold on. Anakaria, you're in the parlor when you were. I apologize. When you were asking about the ceilings, I thought you meant their tunnel ceilings. The tunnels,
Yeah.
the room ceilings are tall, 10, 12-foot ceilings.
Okay.
The 6
Not
foot
heavy.
ceiling was the tunnels.
Okay,
Not a problem.
not
It's
heavy.
good.
I'm good. So yeah, so I'm gonna want to go check out all that noise and, hey, weren't they upstairs though? Kind of thing.
Well, it sounds like they're outside again. Let's go. I'll go over to the window and look.
You clearly
As
see them
I-
sitting outside on their rumps. And what about you, Barrett?
As I would have heard the noise, I would have automatically pulled out my longsword, grabbed my recaster coin, slapped it into my sword to then activate my Gorian gear uniform.
Tell them a
outfit.
little bit what that looks like when you do this.
It would be almost like when in the original Power Rangers they would pull out their little belt buckle looking thing. But instead of me using that, I kind of use my longsword has a slot in it to put my coin, and then I transform into that. My uniform matches my skin color, black and white. The helmet is like my Zord, a wolf. It looks a little more meaner and aggressive than a Boston Terrier would. And I'm
great.
just standing there ready to go at this loud noise that I just heard.
That is great. I love it. Okay, so the form just comes around him and he's now set, ready for battle. Pam, you're looking at the window. Sasha, you are still in the library. Do you come through the door to join the others and investigate the sounds? Or
Is the door unlocked? Can I open it?
yes, it's not
Okay.
locked. It's free moving.
Okay, I would probably go investigate the other sound then.
Okay, so
The
you
sound
would
that's
now be in the
outside.
parlor with the others. Are y'all gonna go to the porch? Are y'all gonna hang in there?
I'll run out towards the
Yeah.
porch area where I would have heard the noise coming from.
I'm gonna follow him because this seems interesting.
With Varric having done his sword thing, I'm gonna be like, you think this is dangerous? I mean, should I be worried?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think anything here is dangerous. I'll just open the window and see if they want to come in, and I'll cast Mage Hand from like a few feet away and just have it try and open the window.
You notice
I'm
that
gonna-
as she's got her mage hand, this little hand goes out and the window tries to open, but in each attempt of this hand to jiggle the window, instead you notice Pam's hair starts flicking, matching those attempts. But the window is not moving.
Okay, so that's not working. Did anybody else see? No, no one else saw that. Okay.
Okay. So short garters, are y'all coming back inside? Are you staying outside? What are you doing?
Second. Okay, it takes a second to unmute for some reason.
I know.
Um,
Sorry.
I have not retracted my arms yet.
Are you still?
So they're just they're just sitting there because those arms will last me for, I believe, a good amount
It was
of
a
time.
while. It
Say
was a
minute.
long time. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna sit there, and as like almost like I've forgotten that they're up like this, I'm just gonna take out my like tablet thing and just start typing into it, like forgetting that they're hanging off of my arms.
And we know she does this, so like we're just gonna be sitting and talking with each other while she's doing her thing.
Okay, so since y'all
Really
are
still
Go ahead.
kind of celebrating from that epic ride, and so she's kind of like dancing a little bit and moving around, like totally using the suspension as a way to get extra moves out of it. She's like dancing and kicking her feet. You see little rollerblades going every which way.
It's like in the Beetlejuice when they're doing the dance and he's got her up floating in the sky and she's like, shake, shake, Sonora. That is awesome. I love that. That is great.
She's enjoying it. She's perfectly happy, not complaining whatsoever, just waiting to be let down, enjoying the ride while she is.
That is fabulous. So as you come to a rest and you do this deeper investigation, Crest, you notice that the signals here outside of the house are not quite as strong, but you seem to be fine-tuning in on whatever this weird echo is. You also notice that there is on the 5th beat another echo, but this one, it's not the same. This one is more of kind of a reverb. For those of y'all that don't know, a reverb is like this like sub bass, just it's kind of cool. In fact, on loud sounds it like makes stuff shake. It's kind of cool.
I have a theory.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
Guys, I think the whole house is built on rifts.
Like,
I'm not sure these are all ghosts. I think they're just caught in the code.
so like that's the machine then.
Oh, this is very interesting. And then I'm just going to ignore both of them again and start typing.
She's gone. We've lost her again.
That's cool. Hey,
I'm just hanging around.
Yeah, does somebody want to like grab me something to eat or something? Did you still have some soup? Could I have some?
Oh, I'm like, you guys are still outside, right?
Well, that's what I was going to say. Since y'all said you were going to kind of make it that way, we could say that happens as y'all are making your entrance out, and Pam is the first one out the door to help them. Does that work for you as a group?
Once she says she wants food, I'm just pushing everybody off to the side because you. What kind of soup would you like, my dear?
Oh, I mean, I kind of eat everything, so just whatever you have.
All of the soups.
I'm starving, Marvin.
Oh yeah, okay. So here's this one. It's got vegetables in it.
So somehow mysteriously, Pam starts pulling out from this red and white checkered apron that she wears these little bowls that are like little sample sizes of different soups. And she has different flavors that she's presenting for you out on the little windowsill ledge, so that as you're dangling up on Cress's hand in the air, you're able to see these little soup bowls and pick and choose and reach over which you may prefer.
Hey, this is like our own little drive-through window.
This is great. It's funny because they're sample size for you, but for Verly,
just our sizes.
Perfect, just right. Like that one looks good. That one looks super bodacious.
Oh yeah. Okay, that one's got like the potatoes and let's just go ahead and call it beef.
You hear that sound emanating from back behind you within the house. You then hear children giggling. Come play with me. Come on, you can come play. We've got lots of fun things to do.
And so this one doesn't have the potatoes in it, but it has some bacon.
I love that she's just still giving soup.
Pam, don't you think that's kind of important too.
Oh,
Having
well, that just happens all the time. It does.
having
It's
heard
fine.
having
it goes
heard
that way,
the giggles, having heard the giggles, and knowing that Verly has like managed to get her way over to the windowsill on my arm, I'm just going to pull both the arms forward, so now they're hanging in front of me.
But wait,
Oh, I'll bring it to you. Don't worry. I've got so much.
Hey, Pam, can you bring my jam?
Oh, yeah.
No
and-
jam.
Not for you, for me.
Okay,
Question.
we'll pause there. Sasha, yes?
Are they just sitting outside, or are they on
Yes.
that, like...
They are
Interesting.
sitting. Okay, so what has happened is that slide that they fell down opens onto the porch like a little slide wall, so that they slide
Okay.
out, and they have come down and are now sitting on this porch where they've just come out of the wall, and
Okay.
Tressa's arms are held up, holding Verily in one arm and Pippa in the other, in these big mechanical arms, and then she's got her little decoder box there in front of her and a keyboard, and she's steadily working away.
But they're not wet from the storm, right?
No, y'all are on the covered porch of the front of the house.
Okay. Well, Sasha is interested in this noise. She's gonna try to gather whoever is interested and go and investigate, because that's kind of creepy.
Okay.
if that's the twins, I'm not interested. I've about had my fill so far. You go check that out. I'll stay with these three.
Okay.
And what about
And-
you,
and she-
Bayrick? Hold on.
She just
What about you, Bayrick?
rolls the ball.
Bayrick? Can you hear us?
Oh, sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Yeah. And how about you? How are you taking all of this? What are you doing?
Just kind of looking around, not too sure what to make of it. Kind of like doing a head tilt that dogs do when they're a little confused and not sure what they hear.
Okay. Chris, as Bayrick steps closer, you notice that there is a shift and alteration in the code. It seems to pick up and act as a harmony with Bayrick's armor suit.
I will immediately jump up, which will, I believe, knock both my sisters' heads against the ceiling of the porch. Yeah.
We can go with that. We can totally go with that.
Sweetie, you gotta warn next time, hun.
And then
I don't have that many brain cells, okay?
and then immediately just lean in and start scanning him super close. And as I do it, I'm just going to press the button on the front of my suit, and the arms will just drop them.
Down we go!
And they go
Soup
zipping
everywhere.
back in.
That is great. Okay, so doing that closer scanning, you notice that what it is his suit seems to pull from the same type of source coding of the world as your box, just in a slightly different way. But it is definitely powered by the same source code.
Okay, so basically I've eliminated it as a possible threat or cause.
Correct.
Okay, all right, so he's no longer of interest to me. And I will just wander off down the porch.
Perfect. Okay. And so, Sasha, you said that you're wanting to go investigate the others. Is there anybody that's willing to go investigate with Sasha elsewhere? Or Short Garters, are you willing to move?
I'll
Y'all
go
play
with
this
Sasha.
out. What are y'all doing? Y'all play this out. This is y'all's story too. We're telling it together.
Let's go inside. It is so nasty out here. Why don't we just go back inside the house?
I'm with Pam. Let's get out of the cold and dank.
They
Yeah.
said
Yeah,
they wanted to
yeah.
play. I'd like to play.
I don't want
I'm
to
I
play.
like playing.
Their
Press
play
is
has not,
not
been nice.
moving. Can't hear you.
You
At this point in time, a large tree limb crashes down, bam, right next to the plantation. The wind gusts a wave of water over. Chris, you notice two things. One, that limb almost came through and hit Pippa. Two, that wet got on your box, and you don't like it. Even though it's weatherproof, you don't like it.
I will holster it, looking extremely disgusted that I have to stop what I'm doing. I will holster it and grab the tree branch as I walk by and just throw it off the porch. I'm assuming it was rather large,
Yes.
but I'm very big and I'm very strong. So I just throw it off the porch and look at Pippa and go, "You really need to start paying attention to your surroundings," and just walk right through everybody and go
Set the
inside.
pot to the kettle.
So this massive limb flies over. The short garters go back in. Y'all were wanting to go in. As you come back into the home, Cress, you do notice that your box immediately does spike back up. It is now picking up the tunes closer. You notice, however, that it was definitely stronger upstairs. Each of you are free to go. I just need to know where you're wanting to go so that we can continue along, because we are on a time frame. It's fun to play forever, but we can't always do that.
I think we'll probably be following Sasha because of the music factor, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I'm doing.
I'm just trying to locate where I heard that children's laughter coming from. Was it a particular place or just the house?
As far as you can tell, it was just from the house. It was just a general sound that happened from within. Okay, so as you go in, she's getting this coating on the thing. As I said, you do find it stronger upstairs. If I'm wrong, correct me. I presume that means you are going upstairs and the rest of you are continuing along.
Yep, I will walk directly upstairs by myself.
She seems to know what she's doing. I'm gonna follow her.
Well,
I'm following too.
We should find your rooms too.
Okay.
I don't want to go anywhere near the kids necessarily, but if she's tracking something else, there's a chance, so I'll follow that.
Okay.
Mhm.
And Bayrick, you said you were following along as well, or continuing with it?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you get up to the top of this landing, you notice that the signal is absolutely stronger on that left-hand side. Hold on one second. Your token should be moving over there, and I do need each of you to roll initiative.
Oh.
And he's pulling up. Apparently the laptop was not plugged in and it just died. So, and Roll20's on the other laptop, so they're loading your things.
So apparently I got a natural 20, but we're all in decimal points for initiative.
Yeah, the decimal point is, so that you understand, Roll20 has a cool thing that you can do a tiebreaker, because very rarely you will roll the same number. So all that is your roll is that 20, and that tiebreaker is just a decimal factor for who goes first if you roll the same thing. Words.
I also forgot to actually put in any initiative. Oh, I don't have any because no dex. That's right. I'm not a bard today.
Yeah. Okay,
Oh.
so here's what's going on. As you got up to the top of the stairs, each of you makes the landing. Cress, you notice that your box starts pulsating. Barrick, for some weird reason, your suit flickers, then is solid. Flickers, then is solid. All of a sudden, Anakaria, literally herself, seems to flicker in place, becoming faint, almost like a hologram, then back strong. Sasha, as he's standing, you notice that his skin, for some weird reason, looks purple. Then it's back to normal. Then it looks green. Back to normal. Purple. Back to normal. How do you do this? What do you see? What do you feel?
I'm gonna cast Mage Armor on myself.
Okay, I will let you do that as a free action. This is all a free little bonus round. I just wanted initiative in place so that we could go from there. I am still waiting for it to load.
For those of us that are flickering ourselves, do we feel that flicker, or do we just see the other people that flicker?
all of you feel a little bit weird, but those of you that are having effects happen to you, which at this point is Anakaria and Sasha, you would feel a difference. Barrick and Cress, you just notice issues with your devices.
This isn't right.
This is
And I'm going to touch myself, Anakaria and Bayrick, as I use a 3rd level spell slot to cast Heroism.
Okay, and that will be your free action for this initial response. Let's just go around in order here. I know that we have the initiative up, but I still can't see it. I do apologize. So I'm going to go in the introduction order that we talked about. So, Sasha, you already ticked out, so we'll knock that, but we'll go up. So, Pam, what are you going to do here? You said the hair was...
Yeah, it's a good question. So I cast Mage Armor on myself.
And Bayrick, you're on deck. Okay, so Mage Armor on yourself, okay.
And have I heard anything weird, like
not
coming
at
from
this
a
point,
specific
and
place?
you just kind of get that one reaction. You're just seeing the weirdness around you of what's happening with them. Barrick, what do you want to do as your initial free action here?
I'll summon my Zord to come to my side.
Okay, good deal. So tell them what they see when you summon the Zord.
Essentially a wolf, but more like on the slightly mechanical side, but essentially a wolf.
Okay, cool. And Sasha, you said that, just say it again because I'm writing notes. You said it was, what that you cast on them? I apologize.
Heroism.
Heroism.
So
Okay, that was it.
At the start of each of their turns, they gain 3 temporary hit points.
Fabulous. Okay. And Anakaria, what are you doing here?
So, I'm kind of waking out. I'm seeing everyone else doing their little special things, and I'm figuring it's probably a good idea for me to do it as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and transform now.
Okay. And what happens when you do this?
So there's gonna be all these bright flashing lights suddenly, and I'm gonna go from being in like regular clothes to suddenly, if you've seen any magical girls type stuff, you see me in this kind of short outfit with all these cute little accessories. I've got a little choker and a little tiara with a star in the middle. My ears have these symbols that are glowing on them, and I've got rings on my horns. And
Do you want this? I can give you this.
Oh my gosh, that is great.
Do it.
What?
Oh, she just held up a little Sailor Moon.
Do it.
Okay, so those of you that don't know, yes, Anakaria did custom make her own little thing to a magic girl, and it was shaped a lot around the concepts of Sailor Moon for y'all, for those that are familiar with that. So yeah, fun fact. So Anakaria, as you're doing your transformation, you do notice that it seems to be struggling. It's harder to transform than normal. Something seems to be making it resistant, difficult.
Okay.
But
So
you
then
persevere.
Okay, so then as it's not quite coming through, you kind of see these ribbons float around for a bit, and just like, I have a moment where I look like kind of shocked, and then it finishes. And I'm like, stuff is wrong here. I have never had that trouble. Stuff is definitely wrong.
Okay, good. Okay, so then we would go next to Cress. You would be up. I'm presuming you're at your box. What are you doing? What's going on? Is flickering in and out.
Actually, I'm going to see what's going on. I'll activate my glasses, which are like a secondary, not as powerful version of my scanner. I will hook my box back on my belt and reach up and take my shield out and my battle axe out. And I've just basically become that the shield is almost as big as I am. So I've just basically become a wall
that is
standing
amazing.
in front of everybody.
That is cool.
That is amazing. That is great. Okay,
and
so
my axe has like like LEDs in the handle, and the edges of it glow. So it just looks really cool because it's all got binary runes etched into the edges of everything.
That is great. Tokens are there. Okay, and so Verily, what are you doing?
Verly isn't the brightest penny in the fountain. So she doesn't really understand that anything's going on. So she's just kind of standing behind Cress, and she's just kind of like looking out from behind her legs, like, what's going on, guys?
As you peek around Pippa's legs, you briefly notice that there's a little table that's there under the window on that stairwell landing, and you see what looks like a little boy hunched under the table, and he smiles at you and goes,
and she just lets out a little tiny giggle. Nothing else, though.
Okay, and what about you, Pippa? What are you doing?
Seeing Cress bring out the shield and axe, I take what looks like bracelets off my wrist and daggers.
Okay.
So I'm on the ready.
Okay, so now we've got the initiative up. Okay, so that being said, first up is Anakaria. Okay, so now, okay,
Anakaria?
Oh,
Wait,
okay,
I had
hold
a nat
on,
20.
no, yeah, for some reason, did y'all not click your tokens when you rolled initiative?
I did not.
I did.
No.
We
I
weren't
may have
in the
failed.
right screen, so I didn't.
Okay, that's okay. He's entering them manually, and I can see him too, so that's fine. We don't have to have it. Up first would actually be Verly? Yeah. Up first is Verly, so that was correct. So is there anything that you want to do more so? This is now actual interactions going on.
So I just see the little boy under the table.
Correct.
No, he's just playing a trick. She's just gonna sit there and giggle. I will, because Cress looks like she's in defense mode, I'm going to hold my action to break dance and hit someone with my rollerblade if they look like they're about to attack me or my sisters.
Okay, good. Okay, and next up we have okay, next up is actually Cress. What are you gonna do?
So I have my shield out on my left arm, is supporting the shield. And on my right arm, like between my armor, you can kind of see that I've got like a white shirt on underneath. So I bring that arm up to my mouth and I rip a strip off my shirt so that I've got a strip of cloth. And I start mumbling through my cheese, and then I put both my arms out, and both Verly and Pippa are going to get aid. So they will have 5 temporary hit points extra.
Good. Okay.
Hit point max and current hit points increase by 5 for the duration, which is 8 hours. So
Awesome. That's handy right there, man. I wish I had aid in real life. That'd be amazing.
And for my bonus action, I'll just wall up again.
Okay.
Meat shield.
Okay, cool. And moving on, next up we have Chris. We have Barrick. What are you gonna do here? Your armor is flickering in and out. Or I'm sorry, Pixie. I apologize.
Oh.
I had it wrong. It is Anakaria. Was there something that you needed that was outside of turn?
Anakaria, you get 3 temporary hit points at the start of each of your turns. Same with Barrick and myself.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's for the next minute, so 10 rounds.
Okay, awesome.
So I'm gonna start off by telling because I have a familiar, it's a weasel, and I've named him. What was it? It was Honey something. And I've got that here.
It's now canon. Its name is Honey something. Come on.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell him to go ahead and hide, just because I want him to stay safe. And then I'm gonna go ahead and that one doesn't do anything for everyone. I thought I had a thing that did stuff for people. No, that wouldn't do it.
As your weasel
That's
runs
what-
off, you notice
Yeah.
that it's trying to run, but it suddenly lifts up in the air like it's being held by its tail, and its little legs are just scrambling and it's wiggling, trying to get down.
Okay. Yeah, no, I don't like that. I'm gonna see if I can distract whatever it is with thaumaturgy. I'm gonna set that to go off right about. Do I have the right thing now? That should. Can we ping it right about there? And I'm gonna have that manifest as. I think that's. I'm gonna cause flames in the room to flicker. See if I can get this thing to drop my my buddy there by just distracting it.
Okay, cool. You notice that your weasel kind of swings. Whatever's holding it has been attracted. It starts to drop down, and then all of a sudden it tosses across the room, hits the wall. It doesn't seem hurt, more of a startled thing, and it runs down and runs to you and up your arms and onto you, terrified.
Okay. Unfortunately, that was my action, so I can't do anything more, I don't think. I'm going to glare in the direction of where my buddy ran from, though, because clearly there is something there.
Okay, good deal. And so up next, we go. That's when we go to Bayrick, and I apologize. Bayrick, you're up.
I will tell my my wolf to try to see if he can locate whatever is in the room. He's got advantage on smelling and hearing. Other than that, everything else is the same. And myself, I will just kind of hold my action.
Okay, fair enough.
Just stand ready to swing at whatever comes my way if I have to.
Okay, you notice that your armor does seem to be a little bit stronger now. Like it seems to be kind of regular. Whatever glitch was happening seems to have stopped.
Okay.
But you still don't know what caused it. Okay.
Okay.
And so moving on from there, now last but certainly not least, Sasha, what are we doing?
Okay, so I'm assuming I would have seen the weasel get caught by something underneath the table or somewhere
Well,
in the room.
it was grabbed in the air and held up, kind of in the air in the middle of the areas where you're standing. So yes, you absolutely could have seen this. You would have seen it thrown to the wall, and with her reaction, I would presume you absolutely would have become aware had you not seen it thrown.
Yeah. Okay. Can I wub blast towards where I believe the thing that threw it is?
Well, I mean, you would have, it would have been holding it literally about dead center of that room that all of your tokens are in, which is the bedroom up in that top northeast corner.
Oh, okay.
So it would have been there in the middle, and it would have been flung towards the wall that is between the bedrooms on that same side of the hallways.
So as far as I can tell, this thing is just like right in the middle of us, yeah?
The last you knew.
Okay, I'm just going to try to hit it with my rollerblades. I'm going to try to slash at it.
Okay, so you're trying to hit an unseen target, so you could roll that with disadvantage?
Yep. Uh, 13 then.
You don't seem to hit anything as your blade flies through. It also nearly strikes where Verily was picking out. She is safe, but she is mighty close to where you were. Or Verily. I keep saying Verily. I do apologize. It's Verily.
Verily.
Well, I'm just going to reach out to Verily and say, sorry about that, dear, but we got this. And I'm going to give her a synth hype.
Okay. All right. So, at that point in time, as you've noticed these flickering things happening, the lights have dimmed and come back, your armor's not working right, the electronical devices that are in this area not working right. You've not said anything about the little boy under the table. He looks at you, and
Oh,
you don't hear anything, but he goes, and then his face darkens, and he looks at you like this. And at that point, all of the lights go out. The thunder booms. It's scary. You hear this voice. You listened to the kid, but you're not alone. You're not mine yet. Not mine yet. What do? Do you hold still? Do any of you wish to react?
I can. Am I last? I think I'm last in initiative. I rolled like a 4.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't gone yet either.
At this point, we're going to hold that
I wasn't
initiative.
sure.
Yeah, we're going to hold that initiative. We're still at the top of the turn order. I was asking if there was any free thing. I understand it is a little bit different playing style. I do a little bit more theater of the mind in my play style, and we are still adjusting with each other. And it's one of those things that will come through. There'll be occasional times where I will break away from initiative, and I apologize. I should have better explained that. For that, I do.
That's fine.
Notes going forward, living and learning and growing, right? So that being said, this is just a time for reactions.
Okay.
Statements.
So the lights are all out right now.
Correct.
Dancing lights.
Okay.
Is it like?
Go ahead.
How do they look though?
Just little orbs of phosphorescent light go throughout the room. So there's probably one by us, one by the table that the boy was under, and then one by the door we came in, and then one maybe in like the far right corner of the room, like upper right.
As soon as the dim light kind of suffuses the room, Cress is going to try to take a step forward. She's trying to guide by the dim light behind her and by the light of her battle axe. So she's going to try to take a step forward. She's got her shield out in front of her just in case something's in front of her. Only a couple steps.
Oh, damn it.
As you press forward, you feel sparks arcing. You feel this great resistance pushing. But yet, your code is breaking. It's fixing it. It's mending it. It's working. All of a sudden, synaptics fire. In the dark, you see Sasha's dancing lights that are lighting up the globes and different things, but you start seeing these sparks emanating from Cress's device. Verly, Pippa, you have never seen an object of Cress's act like this. Never is her programming wrong. Never does her device break. Yet, inevitably, it's sparking. It's sparking. Suddenly, this rift rips open. You see Cress flicker. Fade.
And I'll turn to look at them
Flicker.
just as I feel it starting.
Fade. Her voice becomes echoed. What do you say to them?
I'll be fine.
This rift closes. Cress is gone. What do? Initiative is broken. What do
I
you
heard
do?
Burley.
One thing to note, I just realized heroism and dancing lights are both concentration spells. So heroism and all the temporary hit points that people got from it is now gone.
Good catch, and I did miss that. Awesome. Thank you.
Yep. So get rid of your temporary hit points.
On the ground, Pippa, you see, lying there, Cress's swords, slightly rocking where she had been. Verily, as you peep around from Pippa's embrace, you see her second sword, also lying there. What do?
I pick up one.
They're giant.
Yeah, what kind of swords are they? Like long swords, great swords?
These are swords that were part of Cress's mecha suit, her little mecha arms that come out. So they are actually part of her, you know.
Oh, damn.
but they're like way bigger than me though.
Both of
So,
us.
yeah, Burley's gonna go over there and she's gonna look and say,
Oh, short swords. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
about the size of a short sword. But
Okay.
Verily's very small, so
Yeah.
they're almost as big as her. They're only about Verily's head shorter than her.
Yeah.
Like if you stand it on the point next to Verily, it comes up to her shoulder. So, I mean, they have our names on it, but does anybody else want to use it while we figure out where she went?
at this point from downstairs you hear, "Oh no! No!"
Sasha is skating right on down there.
Yep.
And bringing along the dancing lights with her.
Small
I'm
trails
running
of
behind.
light follow Verily.
I'm following, Verily.
Okay, so as
Oh
you
gosh,
rush,
everybody is just so fast.
I imagine Bam's just after we got her little ladle like.
Mobile feet.
That is great. So you've taken Cressa's swords. You're rushing forward downstairs. The scream is happening. It seems to have happened from the library. You're not sure where, but that's kind of where it came from. You could tell that that was the origination point. When you walk in there, you do notice that this area seems to be kind of like what upstairs was, in that any of you with electronic devices, they are again pulsing and strobing weirdly. Now they seem to be cutting in and out more. Change, like they're fighting to change rhythms, to change beats. Something's not right. On the floor, you notice the headband that Lucy had on is lying in the floor in front of the fireplace.
I investigate the fireplace.
Okay, and would anyone like to aid him?
I'll help him out.
Okay, so in that case,
Okay.
Sasha, you would roll with advantage?
Oh, does this mean I'm in charge now?
Well, that's a good roll.
That is a very good roll. Okay, so with Barrick's aid, y'all notice that there is a small stone on the side of the fireplace that is loose. It seems to be possibly able to be removed.
I pick up the stone.
Okay, as you pull this stone away, you see a small little hole, and inside of it is a little scroll.
Okay. I take out the scroll.
I mean, are you
Does
you're gonna read
anything
it?
happen? Yeah,
No.
I'll read the scroll.
Okay, it is words, and I'm still working on how I need to convey these things. So thank y'all for bearing with us. It is a learning curve. I haven't. So as you unroll this scroll and you read, it says, "The key to everything lays outside. It can't control me, but yet it does. I can't. Hold on." It doesn't look like it's old scroll. It looks like somebody has put this here pretty recently.
Okay. I remember, as a player, I remember Lucy mentioning the barn and a lot of the ghosts being around there earlier. As a character, I don't know if she would get that, so I'm going to make an intelligence check.
Okay, on that,
Nope.
we are going to pause real quick because we actually lost Opera Geek from the call, and with that being
Okay. Woo. Get snacks.
something. I don't know.
Dancing's always good. Dancing's always good.
Yeah. Or if y'all are gonna talk, then we'll do talking. Cause yeah, y'all make music. Y'all are skilled people. In fact, I'm kind of upset we didn't get some singing by Kelly today. The Opera Geek. She is a phenomenal singer. But you know, there's always another time.
Yeah, I don't do the sing thing. I did karaoke on stream one time because I was doing a charity thing and it was part of my spin wheel for donations at X amounts. And it's the one thing that got clipped the most because of how bad it was.
Now y'all get to see Ray. He's my technomancer. He fixes stuff and things because I'm still learning.
Reminds me, I might want to check audio on stream.
I had to turn the stream off because my laptop was like, a little hard to do.
Yeah, it was doing the dead.
Oh, and I didn't mention this, but I am 6 feet tall and pink.
Right. I kind of skipped over my thing as well. I am also pink. we're pink sisters here. I just happen to have horns and a tail and black scleras.
I have. They're kind of horns. It's like a stegosaurus face.
Yeah.
So you know, like face horns, and I guess I do have a tail. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Sisters.
So I wonder if whatever your race is and mine are like distantly related.
What are you again?
I'm a tiefling. Well, no, this would be something she'd be actively wondering because I don't think she would have ever seen a whole lot of Sirens before. So she said they're like,
yeah,
like similar. Is this like infernal heritage or what's?
It's as far as I know, it's not. But
Right.
I also would have the same questions because, like, I know that my like bloodline goes back really, really, really far. So we're probably some sort of cousin.
Her parents actually happen to be a human and a devil, so
I still think of you as a cousin.
Awesome. And I wouldn't know enough about Cerns to know if that has anything to do with devils or what. It's just, oh hey, you look kind of. To me, it would appear more demonic / infernal heritage than, oh hey, you're a dino person.
Hey, you can see me better now.
Yeah, it's clearer.
Yeah, I went and got a lamp. Apparently, there's not enough lighting in my room.
Yeah, I set my monitors specifically to do most of my lighting, so when I have some stuff on dark mode, I have to take everything off to be seen clearly.
Gotcha.
I'm sitting in front of the window. Right there.
I have a window, but we have storms coming in, so my lighting keeps dipping.
Yeah, my window's like right here, but the way the desk is made, it like blocks most of it off.
Yeah, I've got no window because I am literally in a closet.
Oops.
There you go. You can see
my window.
The bright sunshine.
Sunshine.
I might complain.
No, screw that. It's gonna get hot.
I might complain about the amount of sunshine we've had lately outside the fact I don't really get it where I spend a lot of time. But we haven't had enough rain. I miss rain.
We're getting plenty of it this weekend. It's ridiculous every day.
I think last week for us it was almost constant rain.
We've had none. I live in the Northwest. I live somewhere that is supposed to be like constant rain. And we saw maybe 1 hour this entire summer.
No, we had a bunch of
Wow.
rain last week here too.
We'll share it.
Now it didn't last very long, but we had a lot.
We had a good storm come through. I'm in Denver, so it's always really nice when we get the big storms.
Mm-hmm. I'm just happy that it's cooling down by us again. I'm ready for fall, man. Summer's too
Yeah,
hot.
a couple days ago was 42 degrees Celsius, which I think is like 110
Jeez.
Fahrenheit.
Holy.
And today it was 9 degrees Celsius, so like 40.
Oh, no.
That's a temperature change.
Yeah.
It's 67
Canada.
right now.
No, that would be me
Oh,
running and
Canada.
hiding, because that's what cold causes. Run, hide. Run, hide, survive.
Yeah.
No, here the winters are savage.
Yeah, I believe it.
Winter.
I'll be honest,
Mm.
I'm even cold inside in the AC.
I was gonna say I'm freezing all the time, so
Yeah.
Yep.
I went to Walmart this morning to find a bright neon shirt. I found this.
Mhm.
And I immediately
That's
came
fine.
home and started cutting it. And I'm sitting here cutting it with my husband at the table, and I'm like, this feels wrong. This feels so wrong. I literally just bought this, and now I'm destroying
we
it.
need to add the layers.
Yeah,
was gonna
but,
say,
but while I was there, I was pretty cold as I was walking through the women's clothing section, and I saw the softest sweater ever, and it's burgundy, and it says "The struggle is real." So of course I got
Did you
it.
get it? Good.
Of course I did.
Good
I think I need to
job.
get that too.
See,
It's at
my
Walmart.
hope-
It's like $7.
Oh, I definitely need to get that. For sure. Oy.
My hope is eventually to get retroverse sounds.
No, that's
I know.
that would be my house because our smoke alarms are all hooked up to each other on electricity, but they have batteries. So when the batteries start to go on one of them,
Yeah.
they all start going, which means after this, I can figure out which one's setting the rest off.
Oh, fun.
Or it's a spider. We found that out the other time. A spider kept crawling back into its nest at like 5 in the morning and making all the smoke detectors go off because the one would go off from the sensor.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Yeah. So, being the short one that I am, my husband on the last, we have high ceilings.
Right? So like my hope and dream is eventually, and Francita is working on some of those things. She's been a real joy, and Torn Pixies offered to do some cool little things, but I'm hoping to eventually, like when we do these little away things, to have some videos set up that can be playing as commercials and fun things for the kids. But all of these things are,
Yeah.
things that we're working on in progression, because right now, one, we are new to streaming, and two, right now we do all of this, for fun. This is us as amateurs having fun playing games with people and things like that. So that being said, we're going to dive back in. Is everybody back? Are your pillows fluffed and your blankies ready? Because here we come back.
Yep.
Outside, the thunder's storming, the wind's blowing, lightning is still crashing, going through around. Cress has just vanished. Verly and Pippa, you now have the swords. Your technology is still flickering. The screen was downstairs. You found the headband at the fireplace. You found the scroll that tells you the clue to everything. The key to everything is outside. What do you do?
Go outside.
Yeah, I'll make my way to the outside as well.
Well, I can show you
Along with my
where
Zord.
I can show you where the barn is. There's not I didn't have to go there.
Okay, so as you walk outside, and I am just going to kind of expedite some of this because I did promise a foreshore cutoff time, and I am trying to stick to that. So you get to outside. The storm is beating on you. You're all now drenched. Pam is leading you through the storm. You're having difficulty seeing each other. You're leaning, and the wind's just blowing, blowing. You get to the barn, struggling, get the doors open. As you go inside, the smell of animals, hay, but it's a clean smell. You can tell that this barn is well maintained. It's cleaned often. The animals are probably well cared for. You do hear a horse, uncomfortable, a little whinny neigh as they shuffle in their bin. You hear a cow as it questions the door opening. You go inside. It is dark, but there is a small, soft lantern that's hanging from a post by the door. You can vaguely see that there are shadowed areas. How do you proceed? It's just a simple square barn. Down your right-hand side are two stalls. One holds the cow, one holds the horse. At the end of that is a small closet that appears to be like a food and tack room.
Mm-hmm.
You see a ladder that goes up the opposite wall from the stalls, and there is a loft that goes over that storage room, and there's hay up above that it looks like, you could climb up there and drop hay down from the loft. You don't see any other apparent rooms or doors. It's that one way in, one way out, the singular ladder, the storeroom, the two stalls.
I'll go ahead and cast Prestidigitation again and make some light appear. I don't know if I want to light a campfire in the middle of a wooden barn.
Smart. That is smart. You don't like fires in barns. Yes, Sasha?
I'm also going
to make some light.
I am also going to use Prestidigitation just to warm everyone up a little bit, because I'm assuming we got pretty cold and wet outside there.
Very good. So Pam brings the lights up as little glows come from each of the center 4 pillars in this barn, in the center of the room. And there's a little globe of light at each pillar. It's now well lit, and you feel a warm breeze kind of wash over you as Sasha's Prestidigitation takes the chill away. You notice that you're not quite as wet as you were. Now you're just slightly damp.
I'm going to do that whole shaky thing to get all the water off the dogs too.
That's great. So, would you like to look around? And if so, you can roll individually, or y'all can, select certain people that are going and aid from there. How would you like to group yourselves?
I think by nature I'm probably going to want to go up into you said there's a loft area, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to tugging Fairly with me, we're going to scamper up to the loft and see if we can get higher ground and look at everything and check it out up there together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're going to go towards the loft. What about, we'll go in the order on the screen again. Pam, where would you go? Would you stay there? Or is there anywhere you want to look?
I am good friends with the cow because she gives me milk. And, I like to make my own cheese. So I'll go over and I'll see if the cow is doing okay. And does she have food?
The cow seems comforted as you join her. Varric, what would you like to do?
Well, seeing that there's livestock here, I'll get my wolf to stay kind of at the entrance to not startle the livestock, and
Smart.
I'll make my way up towards the loft area.
Okay, so you're going towards the loft as well. Okay, and Sasha, what would you do?
Sasha's gonna go check out the horses.
Okay, so Sasha goes towards the other stall with the horses. Anakaria, what would you like to do? Muted. Blah, blah, muted. What's her word she said?
One of these days I'm going to get that down. um, I'm going to go ahead and follow Verily and them.
Okay. So as y'all go, I'm presuming single file up there. We have Pippa and Verily. They're both small. Beric is of human size, but now he's transformed, so he's bigger. And Anakaria, you're how tall again? You're how big? You're
6'8".
big, right? Yeah, you're
Yeah.
really big. Okay, so as you start to go up, you are able to go on up, but you notice as you get up there that the only way that you'd be able to be in this loft space would probably be on hands and knees. Do you go on
Okay.
up or do you stay downstairs?
You know, I might make this space a bit crowded. I'm going to go ahead and head down. If you guys need help, holler.
Okay. So as you begin looking around, that leaves the three of you, Pippa, Verily, and Beric, up in the loft. How do you want to investigate? Do you want to do individual roles? Do y'all want to select someone?
I'm happy to investigate, being the rogue that I am.
Okay. If you want to roll that, are y'all going to be aiding her, Beric, or would you like to roll your own?
I would have advantage using my smelling ability. Whether or not I'll smell anything out of the ordinary, though, I have no idea.
Okay.
So I'll try to smell
individually.
around, see if I see anything.
Okay, so you'll do your
individually.
own. Okay, so
Yeah.
if both of y'all would go ahead and roll investigation with that, unless Verily unless you are wanting to do your own as well. You do notice something shiny in the far back corner of the hay.
Well, if there's something shiny, Verily is gonna go find it.
Okay, so each of you have rolled. Ooh, we've got V with a 17. Sorry, we've got Pippa with a 17. We've got Beric with a 16, and Verly's got a big ol' whopping 4.
Which is really, really appropriate. So appropriate.
That actually really is. So it's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
That's what I was thinking.
So, what happens here is Pippa, you notice that this hay seems to be arranged. It looks like someone may have been sleeping here. Whoever was doing it was maybe about the same size as you. Beric, as you look around, you smell an odor. As you concentrate, running through the Rolodex of your mind and the logs of your battles, the creatures you've encountered, you know this scent. This smells a lot like a gnome.
I think I smell a gnome, guys. I don't see it, but I definitely smell something that reminds me of a gnome.
Well, you're smelling it, and I'm seeing something that looks about my size from making their little bedding over here. So, if it smells like a gnome, if it sleeps like a gnome,
We probably have a gnome.
I'd say so.
There's no place like Gnome.
Verily, as you say this, you notice that the little shiny thing, which as you're closer seems to be a small rod or corner of a box maybe, you notice that the lights flicker on it and it sparks and seems to pulse. As you
And she just
focus
starts
on that
Going
pulse,
towards it.
you also start hearing the faint little sound of music. And it's flashing. It's pulling you closer. You feel it. No one else can hear this. However, Pippa, you now notice Verily is not at your side. Pause there, going downstairs. Which of you downstairs, Pam, Anakara, Sasha? I know, Pam, you said that you were comforting the cow. Are you doing anything besides that?
I'll look around in like just check and see if anything is out of the ordinary in like the cow's little area or in the horse's stall.
Okay. Okay. You don't really notice anything unusual. However, you do notice that there seems to be more food in the cow's bin than you or Lucy normally give the cow. Okay.
Oh, somebody's been feeding them.
And Sasha, Anakara? Sasha, what would you like to do while you're down there?
I think I'm gonna investigate the area based on
Yeah.
what the little scroll said. I'm gonna see if anything matches what was kind of described there.
Same here. I'm just gonna see what I can see in the horse stall.
Okay, so
Or
Sasha's in the
whatever.
horse stall, and Anakaria, where are you in, like, where in that barn floor are you? Are you in the center area, towards the stall, the tack room?
Probably close to the tack room.
Okay. Sasha, if you will roll yours, and Anakaria, if you will roll yours, both of these will be independent of one another.
Okay.
An investigation?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So, looking around, Sasha, you don't really seem to see anything out of place. The horse does seem very healthy. It also seems to like you being near it. It tries to nuzzle against you, almost as though seeking comfort.
I just absent-mindedly just pat its head.
Hello. I would too. I totally would too. Anakaria, with yours, you're looking around the tack room. You don't really notice too much out of place. You do notice that whoever it was that fed the animals last made a complete mess, because there's a total trail of food that's going from that tack room over to those feeding bins. So they made a mess.
Kind of like maybe they're short,
Possibly.
carrying more than easy, or maybe they're really young.
It almost looks like maybe somebody carrying something that was too heavy for them, so they kind of had the little waddle thing going on, and it sloshed kind of thing, because it's like spilt a little here and then dribbled a little there, and kind of like me getting my coffee in the morning and it splashes out over there and then over that way, and it's like, get another paper towel, So as you're doing this and you happen to notice that, you hear from what sounds like it comes from inside the tack room. Chew! Shoot!
I'm gonna start checking cabinets and stuff in there.
Okay, we'll pause there. Going back upstairs. Pam, we'll go ahead and get you there. At that sneeze, what do you do?
I was gonna say I'll cast Mage Hand and let it continue petting the cow.
Oh yes.
But then I want to go over toward, because as far as I know, nobody's supposed to be in here. So I'm just gonna go and check out. Move toward the sneeze.
Okay.
Did I hear it as well, the sneeze?
Yeah, did we hear it?
Being upstairs, you would not have necessarily heard it as much, even though the loft's up there. The wood would kind of buffer it. Sasha, since you are at the horse stall with the animals in between, I'll also say as well that you would not necessarily hear it. However, you would all hear or notice their spoken reactions to that sneeze. However, Verly, you don't notice. You are totally loving this pulsing throb. And more so, you really, whatever this thing is, you want to pick it up.
Oh, she's going for it. She is dancing her way over there. She's grooving to that beat. She's like, yeah.
At this point, I will give you...
and pick it up.
Oh, okay, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. It paused and I thought you were done. I'm sorry. The delay is real. Okay,
It is.
so as you go over there, and just as you're reaching for it, Pippa, you notice Verly is not at your side, and she has that look, and she is reaching for something. You are across the loft from her, what do you do?
I'm gonna mad dash over towards Verly. Honey, no, I know you see shiny, something cool, honey, please, please. I'm like racing, trying to like grab her hand and kind of like snap her out of it.
But
Okay.
it's super cool.
This is not your friend. This is not something good. We've already lost Cress, honey. Don't.
Okay, pause here. Pause here. This is one of the things that I do as a DM is I do like situational roles sometimes that are not necessarily a normal mechanic. But here we have a contested action. Verly, you really want to grab this thing. You really dig it. It's shiny. Pippa, you really want to stop her. Both of you, give me dex rolls. What are you doing? Who's faster?
Question.
Yes.
I did give Verly the synth hype earlier, right? I remember I gave it to someone. I don't remember who.
Yes, it
Yes.
was to me. And I
Okay.
have a question because I gave Pippa hype as well. Is that still...
I was gonna say.
Yes,
both
we
have
are
it.
still in a
They
close
last
enough
10
time.
minutes, I think.
Well, I'm going to say that we're still in a close enough time period that they will be active here for these rolls just because I really want to see what happens, to be
So
quite
then add
honest.
an extra D8. Is
Yes.
that how it works?
Yes.
All right, so I got a 22 plus
Oh, gosh.
and a 3.
So we have 25 for Pippa.
Versus-
Yeah,
and,
no.
and Verly
Pippa
has an
stops me.
8 plus a 6. So let's do maths here. So that'd be what, 14? Is that
Pippa's
right?
like, no, honey, stay with me.
Is that right, 14? So yeah, so Pippa, you manage just as Verly's fingertips reach out to touch this box. You just like tackle plow drive through her and knocking her over, and you roll through the hay, and just the hay's going everywhere. Bayrick, you have now seen her just totally pile drive her sister against the wall into this corner. It
That's
is
so
not.
what we would do.
It has knocked hay free. And I think we actually lost Bayrick, or is it just his video that's buffering?
It's his video.
His
Are you
thing
there with
crashed
audio
a
so
while
that you can
ago.
hear us, Bayrick?
Yeah.
He's typing. Oh, he has video.
Oh. Okay,
Yeah,
he can hear me.
He can
Okay.
hear us.
He can hear.
Okay. Okay, so Barrick, you now see this, and looking over, Pippa now has Verly pinned on the wall. They're both covered in the hay, all in their hair and clothes. You notice there in that hay bale that's been disturbed, there is a small box. Each of the corners is trimmed in golden metal. It seems to pulse with electricity, much like your armor pulses. You notice that this box seems to have grids. Each of these little squares that's formed by the grids, which is creating a face of 9 on each side, is different bright colored patterns. You also notice that this box is jointed. Maybe things could be turned. You do notice as well that the closer you get to the box, that your armor starts static, crackle, shorten in and out. It's there, it's not. It starts to close, it opens. And all of our cameras went crazy. I don't know what is
He
going
just
on.
got dropped.
Yeah. So I'm
Oh.
gonna pause with Bayrick. I'm gonna pause since he's having issues with him, and we will swap back down to downstairs. So with that, Pam, you said that you were going towards the storage room. And Akaria, you are at the storage room, stepping inside, I presume.
Mhm.
Yes. And
Yes.
Sasha, you are at the horses, and are you wanting to move towards that way, or what's going on? Sasha? Can Sasha hear us?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Are you
What I've
moving
heard
towards
the
them?
Crashing going on what I've heard the crashing going on upstairs.
Absolutely. So that is an
Seeing-
option as well.
Seeing 2 people going towards the storage room, Sasha believes that would be enough, so she's gonna head upstairs and see what the hay is going on up there.
Okay, so Sasha goes over, and you are able to get to the ladder, climb up. As you go, you see in the far corner, you see Pippa with Verly pinned to the wall, and they're covered in hay. You see Bayrick standing in the center of the loft area, like he is working towards them. His armor is flickering in and out. You have enough to say something briefly and a single action. What do you want to do?
Do I see the little object that they were describing or not?
From where you are, no, it would be blocked by Barrick. You can just tell that he is focused on something in that corner. Because it is small.
Hey, Barrick, what's going on? What's this fighting about?
Go ahead.
It's not so much fighting. She was going towards the light. Let's put it that way.
Going towards the what is going on here?
I throw my head towards the box. There's a magic little box that's flashing and doing some weird thing.
But it's so pretty.
But it's not good. At least we don't know it is. Don't go near the light. Stay with me.
Is it possible to investigate this thing from a distance, or would I have to get close?
Well, right now you can't even see it, so you can't really investigate it.
Okay.
And that is fabulous. Pam just held up a wonder example of of what we're basing off of.
Yeah. Yep.
For the puzzle box lined in gold. So, Anakaria, as you open the tack room door, you see there's saddles, there's little buckets, your normal combs and brushes, there's shelves work, you see feed bags, it's all well organized and tidy. You don't really see anything that would make us sneeze, at least not from the door. Where do you go?
I go all the way in.
Okay, stepping in, you do see that the way that the shelves are there and the feed bags are there, something small or something might be back there, but you don't really see where anything could be.
If something could fit there, I'm going to go squeeze down and see if I can see anything there.
As you crawl back, and the reason I say this is as you crawl down under the shelves, you notice there on that bottom shelf, is that another dang button around here? What in the world?
A button, huh? I'm gonna touch the button, because I know these buttons tend to be hiding places now.
Okay, and so you're just reaching out and touching it?
Yep.
Okay, hold on. Remind me, do you have immunities to electricity?
Hey!
Success!
I don't think my infernal gives me that.
Sorry about that, guys.
I just wasn't sure if something with
believe
your
it's-
magic girl did or not.
We never discussed that. I mean, I know I was trying to base mine around using lightning, but we didn't write that in, so no.
Okay, fair enough,
it
and
was
that's
fire,
a good
she's
call. And sometimes, that happens, so that's a good call. So that being said, right as you reach out to touch the button, you get a small little zap in your finger, and it hits you for 4. You then, as it zaps you, you notice that your little electronics seem to react much stronger than they normally would from anything like this. You then hear that same little and you feel somebody push you, and as you go forward, your head like bumps the shelf, not really doing any damage, but enough to be like,
Oh, okay. I'm gonna say, so there's someone here, and there's a button that, ow.
Pippa, you suddenly hear a voice, and it's only in your head, and it says, up, down, down, up, turn around, don't get stuck.
Guys, we may have some trap issues to deal with soon.
Anakara, all of a sudden you hear, up, down, down, up, turn around, don't get stuck.
Was that Anakaria? Sorry, you cut up.
Yes.
Yeah,
up.
it was you.
Okay. I'm gonna back out and look around.
Just as you back up, where you had been laying, a singular spike comes out, and you hear another voice go, dang it! This time, it no longer seems to be in the storeroom. It sounds like it's up in the loft. Bayrick, it sounds directly behind you. Sasha, it sounds immediately to your left on the loft. What do you do?
I look to my left.
You see nothing. Beric muted. Beep, beep, boop, boop, words.
I turn around and swing with my longsword.
Okay, if you would roll an attack for me.
Disadvantage or normal?
Just
I'm
roll a
assuming
standard attack.
I'm assuming I'm still on the ladder up
Correct.
to the loft?
Correct.
Okay.
Imagine like you're standing up at the top of the ladder looking in. You would just be at the point that you could transition to step over, or
Okay.
you're still on the steps.
Okay.
I rolled a nice 12.
Oh goodness. Okay, so as your sword swings through, it doesn't seem to hit anything, but you do, through the resonance of your armor and weaponry, notice that there was a slight little glitch as it went through a particular area that seems to be right there, as if a person were standing at the loft between you and Sasha. But you still see nothing.
Sasha, did you see what my blade did?
Yeah, it seemed to glitch a little bit.
Yeah, there's something that's got to be happening right here in front of us.
I don't know what it is though. Can I? No, I can't. I have to be able to see it.
Do I see them doing this?
Yes, you absolutely would see this. I was
Can
coming to
I-
you next. Mm-hmm.
Because I have paints. Because,
Okay.
tagging, it's fun.
Yeah.
Can I, quickly grab one of my spray cans and I'm going to spray where I saw something happening but not seeing anything?
Absolutely. As you spray the spray can over
smart.
into the area,
Smart.
some of it mists on your armor, Beric, and you notice that. What color are
Sorry.
we using? What color are we using?
Lime green?
So you now have a partially lime green leg, and you notice that very briefly the paint seems to stick to a form, and again you hear, "Dang it!" and then it's gone.
The paint?
The paint, whatever that paint was outlining, there's still a mist there, but whatever that paint was outlining is now gone. Anakaria, at that same point, you hear a little voice in your head tell you, "I don't like this guy. He's really mean. He makes it hard to fight it. You need the box. You need the box."
We need the box.
And you're the only
There's the
person that
box.
hears that. You don't know.
Right. Right. No, I'm asking the voice.
Oh, okay. There's no reply. At this point in time, you now, all of you, hear what sounds like the barn door slamming.
Oh no.
It does not sound like it was the wind rattling as it has been. This sounds like somebody actually walked in or left. You then hear another voice. "I keep telling those kids not to play in the barn, but they keep coming. Smart kids, they don't leave their toys lying around." Those of you that heard Grandma upstairs, you recognize this voice.
Hey, Granny. I think we have a little situation on our hands. Expecting here. Any idea where they might be that you can see that we don't?
I can't see everything. But a box usually holds secrets.
A box.
And it's a secret
A box.
that needs to be fixed. And fast. Very fast. I must go. And she runs away. You seem to get the feeling, you're left with the feeling that she is left because she felt that she could no longer hold control.
I hate to say it, but the voices in my head are saying that box is a big part of our problem here and we need it for something.
Did I hear
Agreed.
that too about the box from Grandma?
Everybody can hear Grandma.
Yeah,
The
okay.
only time that you can't hear is if I say you hear it in your head.
Okay, I'm going to attempt to fight Pippa off of me to just get free.
I like a...
Hey, we need the box.
Okay, now you can get the
I was
box.
right.
Get the
Yay!
box.
I go to the box.
Okay.
It's
and
shiny, and I want to touch it, and I'm gonna try to clear it and see exactly what it is.
Okay. So when you pick the box up, you notice that it is jointed. It can be spun, much like the wonderful cube that Pam showed that a lot of y'all know. I don't know what you can and can't say, if we can say it. I think we can say the name of what the toy is, right? You know the toy.
I would think so.
Anyway,
The puzzle cube.
a puzzle cube. So as you do this and twist, you notice that the glows, as you get the colors to lock and sync, become more dominant. Each of you with the electrical armors, you notice that as each one aligns, your static and electricity in your devices is less. Bayrick, you notice specifically that when the colors of red and yellow come together, that your armor goes bonkers. Like it's unresponsive. It's just nothing. Anakaria,
Okay.
same with you. You notice your tiara, for some reason, it's just like power on, power off. But it happens so fast that it's like the effect doesn't go away, so it's just flashing and flashing and flashing. Verily, now that you have started turning this puzzle box, I need you to do a will save.
Wisdom save.
Yes.
Will.
Will save. So yes. Hold on. My sheet won't go. Sorry. No.
6.
Oh. Okay. So you have a 6.
My dice are on point today.
Okay. Pippa. Verily stands up in front of you and softly begins humming under her breath. It sounds like the rhythm of the chants that you've heard, of the up, down, down, up, turn around, don't get stuck. She's walking almost to the beat, humming. She gets to the ladder, climbs over Sasha like he's part of the ladder. The whole time this box is in her hand, she's focused on the box. She's turning the puzzle. She walks to the door, starts to go outside. In order of what's around, each of you can see this happening. Each of you knows this is happening. Pam, what do you say or do?
I'm gonna. I don't know. I'll just go ahead and follow her, and I can see over her shoulder because I'm pretty big, and so I'll just get, oh, look at that! What did you find there?
Okay. Okay.
Is she within 30 feet of me?
You know what? She did climb over you. So if you would, I will actually let you jump ahead. If you would like to stop her or try to stop her, you can. However, you will have disadvantage. And it would be a strength checks for grappling. Unless you have another ability.
I would like to cast Charm Person on her.
Okay, go for it. You can try. I will, if you'd like to do something else, I will give you the opportunity. She is technically already enthralled, so you would have to be breaking that and then charming her. So.
Oh, okay. So would I have to do something before I cast that then, or just?
Right, you literally right here. You just have a reflex of if you're trying to grab her or not to stop her.
Okay. I'm gonna try to stop her then. I'm gonna just try to physically stop her.
Okay, so roll strength for a grapple check at disadvantage.
Okay.
Holy crap. Okay.
Wow.
So we have a nat 20 and a dirty 20. So that being said,
Disadvantage is the mod 20.
yeah,
Just
that's
saying.
great. So, Sasha, you managed to grab hold of Verly. You are holding her. Verly is constantly struggling against you, trying to move forward. She is still caught. It does not break the enthrallment. She is still caught in this, and she is trying to move on. Moving on back to Bayrick. Moving back to you. Did we lose Bayrick? We lost Bayrick. He's awake. His armor awoken. Moving back
Sorry.
to you. No, it's good. We started early and it's gone on longer than expected. And for that, I do apologize and appreciate everybody sticking with us. We will be wrapping up. Apologies. We're almost there. Barrick, Sasha has managed to grab. You're up top. How do you want to control this? You can clearly tell that Verly is wanting to get outside.
I think I'll try to stop her from going outside and do kind of like help Sasha with what they were doing.
Okay, and how are you going to help? Because right now what I'm seeing is Sasha standing on the ladder. Verly has tried to climb over him, and in that he's taken another arm. So he's holding the ladder with one, has her with the other arm. She's still trying to get down. You're still standing up on the loft, reaching down to them on this ladder unless you're doing something else.
No, I'll reach down and try to help.
Okay, so say she is already grappled. We'll say just for expediting that you are able to grab hold and hold her. She is contained. Next, what are you doing for us, Anakaria? And at this point, you again hear a voice telling you, up, down, up, turn around, don't get stuck. Muted. Beep bop boop bop words.
So I'm gonna back up again because last time that happened, a little spike came out at me after me, and I just barely dodged. So I'm gonna step back.
Okay, just as you step back, sure enough, spikes reach out, and you hear another little voice off to the side that you recognize as the young girl twin. She's getting it now. She's a good game player.
This is not a fun game. This isn't a game. That could hurt someone.
Well, but we don't control that game. Someone else does.
Yeah, we're gonna see if we can find that person. I don't like this game.
I don't like him either. Hurry. You then see the little girl flicker, and there's a look of deep concern on her face. You also notice that she occasionally gets angry looking, like enraged, like she's wanting to get you, and then takes control. She's fighting and struggling.
Maybe you should go inside the house.
But who will warn you?
What?
Warn you. And she seems to fade out. You notice a slight ghost of light that trails from where she was over and goes to the box in Verly's hand. All of a sudden, Verly surges forth and manages to wiggle out of both Sasha's and Bayrick's grasp. Pippa, you have never seen her move like this. Like she has got hardcore dance move dislocation joints going on. She is free. And the little hum head, as she's marching along, is going back towards the door. About that same time, you all hear the voice, and Pam, it sounds like a voice sitting right on your shoulder. Now we're getting there. Souls for the boss, boss for the power, power for the souls. Oops, that was out loud. Dang it.
Did everybody else hear that? And it just sounded like it was
Just you.
Just I heard that. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna hit the box with.
Okay, so you're going to try to take the box from
I'm-
Verly?
No, I'm going to try and I'm going to use True Strike on it,
Okay.
just like as she's holding it.
Okay. And side note, while she's calculating, Verly, you now have one side of this cube that you are repeatedly coming back to as being a solid color. The color that you have solid is yellow.
So I know something about the box's defenses, I guess.
Nope. You've not done anything to investigate it or check it. For all you know,
Oh,
this is a...
That's what True Strike does.
Oh, that's right, because it lets you know that. Okay, I apologize. In talking to her, lost that. So with the True Strike, you can tell that this is a mechanical device. You can tell that it seems to be running off of some kind of shadowy energy, but you're not able to quite pinpoint where. It's not something you're exactly familiar with, but it does remind you of your knowledge of darker magics.
Okay. When I noticed the thing going on with the little girl, I would have shouted out, I think they're kind of tied to these boxes too, because I saw this, like, it was for a moment, but I saw this light between her and the box. We need to be careful with this thing.
With that, you hear the little boy voice, Frank. We're not tied to it. It just grabs us. It takes us.
So that's the thing?
It's a thing. It's a bad place. I don't like it.
Okay. I would relay that in case everyone wasn't able to hear it.
Okay. Just because I don't remember, do any of y'all have planar knowledges or no?
No.
Okay.
Sasha
I might
would've-
think I do.
Sasha
I was
would've
thinking that
wandered
there was
around,
one
but
or two
would've
of you
been
that
on this
did.
plane.
Okay. So you notice that you happen to notice when Pippa has told you about watching, you notice that now that that Verly has this box like that there seems to be some sort of glow that pulses with each click now, almost to the same rhythm that she's talking to, and it is reminiscent of what you see and feel when planes are opening or closing.
Okay.
Verly, I need you to do another will save.
Mm. 12.
Okay. You do manage to break free of the box long enough to convey a short statement here. So is there anything that you would like to say to them as yourself? You know that you've been in this puzzle box. You feel confident that you can control it, and you feel like you're shaping the world.
Guys, I got this. I totally got this. This is no problem whatsoever. This is fine. Everything's fine.
As she says the last everything's fine, the dazed look comes back over and she's back focused. Pippa, you notice that it's similar to the way that Cress gets when she's zoned in, but for Verly it's totally different. It's still that little kid playful, but you start to feel a little bit more comfortable that maybe she does have it? Muted. Beep bop bop words.
Guys, I think she might be actually onto something, because that's a special look of hers, and usually things that are supposed to happen afterwards.
I mean, if you trust her.
Well, she's my sister. I gotta trust her.
Okay.
Sasha, at this point, you feel what seems to be this dark, brooding presence. It's not so much that it's like over a shoulder or anything. It's more like a presence that's come over the area. Looking around while seeking this, you then notice that there are two sides to this puzzle box that are repeatedly now showing solid colors: yellow and blue.
Did the presence seem to grow stronger as the puzzle box gets more and more completed?
When she clicked the last movement of that blue so that yellow and blue were aligned, that's when you felt it.
I want to stop this from happening because this just feels wrong, but if her sister is still trusting her, then I'm gonna go with it, but I'm just gonna follow Verly closely, and if this feeling gets any worse, I'm gonna try to snatch this puzzle box from her.
Okay.
Because this is all wrong.
Okay. And same thing, Bayrick and Anakaria, you would notice that as well when he mentions that dark presence, that at this point, for some reason, your augments, your coding seems especially strong. It's like all of your batteries, for whatever reason, just maxed out.
Okay.
And it's like you got a full recharge going. Also, Anakaria, you notice, since you're still there by the tack room, you noticed, but you didn't hear anything, but you just saw hay move. There in the room with you, where it had fallen down, there is something near you, to the right.
I'm gonna reach towards that and see if I can feel anything there.
Okay. As you reach forward, you don't see anything. I presume you're reaching cautiously, gonna stop? Okay. So
Yeah.
you reach out and you just feel the slightest hint of what feels like it might be leather, like a fabric, possibly a shirt.
Okay. I don't see anything, but I feel this, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna talk to this thing there, not sure what it is. Look, I can't see you, but I can feel whatever you are. Are you friendly?
All of a sudden, there's no words said, but you feel it snatched from you like it ran away, and you actually see a couple pieces of hay, and then it's gone.
So it's scared. Okay.
Pam, all of a sudden, you're not sure why, but you smell the smell of fire coming from the direction of the home. It smells like muffins burning. You don't know why, but you smell muffins burning.
No, not the muffins.
Okay, so did somebody have time to make some muffins? Because I didn't make muffins today, but I definitely smell them burning in the kitchen. So if everybody's good here, maybe I should go and I'll just go and check that out, and then I'll be right back. Because
As she says the muffins and talks of them burning, Bayrick, you notice that Verly has locked in place a third side, now green.
Okay.
I'll just go and check those.
Do I smell the muffins burning?
No, the only one that smells the muffins
Okay.
is Pam.
Pam, don't.
No. Don't leave.
No, but don't you want some muffins?
I don't think anybody made muffins though.
Yeah, no one made muffins.
No one
You
made
said
muffins.
You smell them burning. I don't want burnt muffins.
Oh, okay,
But if you're
that's
the
a
only
good
one
point.
smelling,
Okay.
When that third side was completed, did that dark feeling I had get worse?
It stayed the same. It has not left you.
I'm still just holding an action then.
At this point,
No.
Pippa, you hear the softest reminiscent of what sounds like y'all's mother. You don't know why or how, but it says, "Be careful. Be careful. You're playing with a dangerous thing." You notice Verily has a fourth side in place, this time red.
How many sides are on the cube?
You got top,
6.
bottom, and 4 sides,
Right,
so
6.
6.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So
It's
a
now in
cube.
place, we have red. Now in place is
Geometry.
yellow, green, blue. Still not in place is purple and orange.
And I'm the only one who heard that, right?
Correct.
How far away is Verily from me?
At this point in time, you have not said you were coming down from the loft. And
Okay.
she is on the
I'm
floor
gonna
down
move
in
down
front
then.
of you. Yeah, so right now you're up on the loft, and she's in the floor directly ahead and in front of you.
Okay, I'm gonna like move down to her and try and get to her.
Okay, how are you going to do that?
I'm going to kind of just speed demon my way down the ladder and flipping over people.
That is brilliant. I imagine everybody just crawling over Sasha. Or did Sasha come down? I honestly don't remember. Were you still hanging out on the
I
ladder? You
would've-
are, aren't you?
Once Verily got down, I would have gone down after her.
Okay,
Okay.
fair enough. We'll be cool with that. Okay, so you go down to Verily. Are you going to try to interfere or take the box or?
I'm gonna try and connect with her again if I can, like get her to snap out of the trance.
Okay, how so?
Kind of like just grab her by the shoulders and give her a shake. Says,
You are touching her.
"Yeah, I'm touching her."
I need a will save.
I was worried about that. So that's gonna be. What would it be? Intelligence for me?
No, it's a
Wisdom, I
wisdom
think
save. It's always a wisdom save. Yeah.
Wisdom.
Yeah,
Okay.
will is wisdom. Yeah.
All right. And then let me just double check here because I have that lovely thing. Would I be frightened at this point?
Are you?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Because I get advantage on saves if I'm frightened.
We can totally go there.
All right. So how do I do saves with this? I haven't done this with advantage.
If you look on your core character sheet, there's a
Mhm.
small box that says saving throws, and it actually says like Dex, Wisdom, Con, and you click
Oh
that.
yeah. But then for the advantage, just roll twice.
Well,
There's
yeah.
a toggle at the top.
Yeah, the toggle up top. See where you click advantage?
It's just above where you're.
Oh, now I see it. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
Natural 20.
Okay. So we have a nat 20. So Pippa, your sheer
That's good.
concern for your sister manages you to stay strong. You can tell that there are magical forces at work here. These are direct coding forces at work here. This is absolutely the kind of powers that your sister Crest plays with, and Verily is acting on this roller coaster course, and she is working the code. However, it seems that even she's not sure exactly where she's going. You feel that you could do a much better job. However, you also know anyone that controls this is going to be in danger. You also know that the key to breaking these ghosts free from whatever it is that's happening to control them is linked to this box.
I take the box from her.
Okay. I need both of you to do strength checks to see who holds on. We got a sister tug of war happening here.
Ah, yeah.
Jeff.
Tug, 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 tug.
That was a 3 without
Yep.
advantage.
That's not good.
Okay, so Verily somehow still manages to just hang on to it and fight you for it. So you're still struggling at this point, Verily, I will let you do a fresh will save because Pippa is actively trying to take this from you. There is a chance that you could break it here. And so I'll give you advantage on that will save.
No.
Nope,
again.
you're
Oh,
still
advantage.
determined.
Advantage.
Verly's gonna solve this puzzle.
One more time. You said advantage. 15?
That's better.
Okay, so that time you manage to break free like that. You manage, to break free of it, snap out of it. Would you like to willingly give the box to your sister while you have control, or do you want to hold on to it?
Can
This
I
is too dangerous. I almost have it. I can't let you do this.
Okay, if I can tell that she's like in her right mind
Yes.
for a moment, I would like to cast command on her, and I'm going to tell her to drop it.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
Verily is just getting taken over left and right. She has no free will.
Yeah. But what are you telling
Okay.
her to do? To drop the box?
Just
You're
drop.
saying just to drop the box. Okay, so
Yep.
in this particular situation, because of what it is, normally I try not to do too much control-y things of one another's players other than like that particular system of you fell prey to the trap. However, in this case, I think it works really well. Verily counter that. See what you get here. I'm really want to
Wisdom
see.
saving throw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
20.
yeah. So
Oh boy.
That just
What's your
makes me
spell
so
DC?
mad.
Yeah, so you managed to break 3, and what do you say to her when she tells you to drop it?
You don't tell me what to do. Step off. And then she continues back into the box to try to break it. Actually, can I make an action?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Is are you wanting to
Okay.
give it to your sister, drop it? What are you wanting to do?
I want to cast Dispel Magic on it.
Okay, you can certainly try. What is your DC? Like your spell DC?
Spell DC is 14.
Do you mean for dispelling the magic, or?
I want to
No,
dispel
versus her
magic
spells,
on
just
the box.
because. Yeah, I understand, but it has certain spell resistances. So I was asking what your spell DC is.
Yeah, it's 14.
Okay, so something happens here. Verily, in her rage and sass, telling Pam not to tell her what to do, she zaps her magic. And do you have any kind of cool special effect that you want to describe that dispel magic happening, or is it just aura that happens?
You just peel the stickers off.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. she just starts. I guess if there's like stickers on there, she'll start just ripping them off and say, "This is how I do puzzles."
Okay, so it didn't have stickers before, but it absolutely has now because that is brilliant and I love that. So you cast Dispel Magic. You notice that the sparks that were emanating from the center of it seems to flicker and start to go out. You now notice there's little stickers like little toys that you've had, and you're able to pull them off. You notice as you pull off each one, there all are small little electrical circuits. These aren't stickers. They're like little programming chips, maybe, like from a computer. It's a type of technology you're not familiar with, but you've seen Crest do a lot of neat things. Going real quick to switch gears, Anakaria, you hear a voice in your head say, "My sister's gone, but y'all stopped it in time. I guess it'll be all right." And you feel a swift kick in your butt again and runs off. "Had to get ya!" Bayrick, you hear Grandma's voice come to you. Only you hear this in your head. It says to you, "That box. There's other dangers like that. My friends told me you're one that finds these things and battles them. The other one that could be a help here, well, the Rifts already ate her, but you're here. You need to seek them. They're a bad group. Sasha, you also feel that dark, heavy presence that was around begin to go away. Y'all notice that things seem to be going slowly back to normal. However, you all hear this little voice that says, "Souls for the power, power for the box." What do you do? Each of you.
I take my spray paint and I just like coat the place. Like literally just spin around as fast as I can, spraying.
Next. Anyone?
Seeing my sister do that, I start tagging with my own symbol, which is actually a less than 3, but up.
You're right. Okay, so y'all would spray it around, and it's not really anywhere. It's down there. It's just kind of hitting the floor. There doesn't seem to be a form. Sasha, you were trying to say?
I take the box and shove it into my pocket alongside my lucky stone.
Okay, well, to take the box right now, that is currently in Pippa's hands. So are you taking it from her?
Ideally, yeah.
Would you allow it to pass off or no? Y'all, in fact, y'all play that.
Oh,
y'all play that because right now
Uh,
that box is in Pippa's hand. What's
You mean
left of
Burley's
it?
hand?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, in Verley's hand.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, I would have had the box in one hand, like seeing my sister take out her spray paint. She grabs some spray paint from her bag and says, "What are we doing?"
But you've already lost one person to this thing. We don't need to lose anyone else. I'm not important here. I think you people are.
You hear Grandma's voice in your head. Don't be negative. Darling, each of you's important. You each have roles to play. She was the puzzle solver this time. I have a feeling that you shine too. In fact, maybe sooner than you think.
If they're both distracted, can I cast Mage Hand and try and just like sneakily grab it?
Absolutely. Absolutely, you may. So you notice this box floats up in the air. Where are you making it go,
God.
Pam?
Don't tell me Pam is the bad guy.
I'm just gonna make it like float out so nobody can like just reach out and grab it. It's just like let's
So pretty
just,
much like the elevation over the room
Yeah.
kind of thing?
yeah.
Okay.
Like, oh no, okay. Now nobody should touch it because I don't understand what's going on. But I don't like that.
Barrick and Anakaria,
Mhm.
both of you feel a pulse through your equipment. It's similar to that flickering feel. It seems to be erratic again, but the puzzle box looks the same.
All right. Except all the stickers are gone.
How far is the box currently from me?
You are how tall again?
6 foot.
Okay, so the top
And
of the barn.
so am I.
This is true. The top of the barn is basically 14 feet tall. She said that she would have it elevated up, so I'm presuming it's pretty tall up there. But you do notice it's not glowing or anything like that. It looks just like it did when Verily pulled the little chip stickers off of it.
Okay, and I started feeling that feeling when she started lifting it.
No, this is just something
Okay.
that all of a sudden you feel coming over you as these things are taking place, and they've been doing that. Just all of a sudden you feel these things.
I will throw a dagger at it.
At the box?
At the box.
Okay, roll an attack roll. amazing rolls. We've got another great one here. Nat 20 with the
Nat
bonuses.
20.
We have a 25. So the box is floating up in the air. You throw your dagger. It shears in, and the impact of the dagger makes it start spinning slightly. So it's now rotating in the air like a disco ball with the dagger sticking out of it. It kind of drops a little bit from the weight of the dagger, but it's still there. The light from the torches seems to slightly reflect from it. It is kind of like a disco. But there doesn't seem to be any other real effects. Your armor still seems to be blinking. You're not real positive that if you tried to summon forth a power from your mechanic's gear, that it would respond correctly. You also notice that now it doesn't seem like whatever's causing this disturbance is near you. It seems to be happening back towards the direction of the home. All of you, at this point, notice that Anakaria's little techno pieces that are on her tiara, they then begin just glowing, almost like they're overheating, supercharging. Anakaria, behind you, you hear a little boop sound.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, your vision begins to blur. What do you do?
I know where the cube is. I know that's tied into everything. I also know that there's other ones. So I'm gonna shout out. What was that boy's name again? It wasn't Frank. Frank was the old man.
No,
Right?
Fred's the old man. Frank is the kid.
Frank is the boy.
Frank's the kid. So I'll say, Frank said there's other ones. His sister's gone. I'm shooting this thing, but I'm not feeling good right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and cast Guiding Bolt.
Okay.
On the cube?
Yes.
Yep. It doesn't seem to be doing the thing here.
Isn't it clicky?
Yeah, I've clicked it. It's
It happens. Do you have a hard die handy? Or actually, Guiding Bolt and its low resistance, it's there. We'll say that it hits. Guiding Bolt does what? The in it 1d10? Or is it more?
4d6.
46.
Yep.
What spell was I thinking of? Okay. Okay.
Eldritch Blast, maybe? That's a d10.
There you go. Probably so. Okay, so you want to just roll damage? Do you know how to do that with the typing it or no? Slash roll space?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Let's do that in the right chat. That will not work over on Twitch.
16. Okay, so as your guiding bolt goes to it and hits, it's like the magic intercedes, and all of a sudden, this glow that was happening behind Anacarius just flares out and seems to engulf her and closes her in. As it fades, Anacaria is gone.
Do we see what was behind her?
You saw a glow. You saw a big glow happening behind her and expanding.
Can I go check where she was standing?
Absolutely. And I can tell you, you don't really pick up anything from, unless you're looking for something specific. Let me know what it is that you're looking for. Like physically, you don't really see much.
Do I see another cube?
No. There's no new physical objects. Nothing physically seems disturbed.
She's just disappeared.
She is gone. You have seen enough with rifts that you feel quite confident that it was probably a rift pulsing behind her. Pippa, you hear up, down, down, up, turn around, don't get stuck.
I'm gonna jump, move out of the way. Is anyone near me?
No, not really. Y'all are just kind of spread around, and it tells you.
I'm gonna.
Up, down, down, up, turn around, don't get stuck.
I'm hearing that little voice again, and as I'm saying, I'm jumping just because I feel the need to move from hearing it.
Bayrick, you feel a pull from the house, stronger, stronger. The energies are pulsing from there.
I will use my Zord vision. So essentially, I go blind, and then I can see through the eyes of my Zord, which was at the front or just outside the barn.
Okay.
So I would be able to have him go towards the house and investigate and see if I can see anything.
Okay. He is seeing that the lights in the house seem to be pulsating, much like the glow that you saw happening on Ikaria. It also seems to be pulsing along with the electronics within you. And I'm trying to remember, Pam and Sasha, neither of y'all had electronic devices that your powers derived from, correct?
No.
I didn't think so.
No.
Okay. I just wanted to be
Just
certain.
cooking materials.
Okay, I just wanted to be certain. Do you have your weapon paddle with you, Pam? Your pizza paddle?
Yes.
You do have your
Yes.
pizza paddle. Okay. You notice that your pizza paddle is starting to feel a little bit tingly. Like it feels kind of tingly in your hand for some reason. Okay?
Oh, well, that's new.
So Sasha, as I said, you're feeling this overwhelming darkness. It feels like something ominous is wanting you to leave from here. You're not sure where this urge is coming from. You don't feel like it's a bad motivation, but you do feel like it is a warning.
A warning to leave this place.
That's kind of the sense that you're getting.
Okay, I'm gonna leave the barn then.
Are you going to say anything to the others suggesting that they leave as well, or you just leaving?
I'm just gonna leave.
Okay. So
I'm just gonna walk outside the barn.
Sasha walks under the flotating cube and heads to the front door of the barn. As he begins to pull it open, the lightning is bashing. As the door opens, Bayrick, you notice there is a stronger pull. You vaguely can hear from what sounds like inside the house, Fred's voice, reminiscent. Get out of my kitchen! Get out of my kitchen!
It's not your kitchen.
I'll snap out of my Zord link or vision, sorry, and start making my way as well towards the kitchen in the house.
So your Zord has recognized there is danger there. You hear Fred calling, so you go forth. Sasha is going forth.
Yep.
What do the rest of you do? Are you remaining here? Are you going forward?
I still need to go and check on those muffins, but I'm gonna bring my mage hand with me.
As I see Bayrick coming with me, I just turn around and say, "We need to get to the house."
Can't hear you.
As you make your way forth to the house, thank you. That time it was me that was Bebop Orc. As you make your way forth to the house, the lightning is crashing. You hear this voice from beyond. It sounds like Ikaria calling for help. She's traveling. Ikaria, you are trapped, spiraling through what looks like a psychedelic wormhole. There's lights flashing around. It reminds you of a tale that you heard of Willy Wonka in the chocolate factory as they're going through the tunnel and images are flashing and swirling and swirling and flashing. It's like you're diverting down this course, swishing over that way. It's almost like you're surfing on this data wave. You then roll forward. You find yourself in this new place. Your voice can be heard. You can look back and see them, but you can't reach the portal to go back. You feel that you can say one last thing.
Okay. Guys, I'm okay. I don't know where I am. It was like, I don't know if you know Willy Wonka. God, this is so weird. I felt like I'd been in a game. Anyways.
You look
The
down.
cube is the clue. There's more cubes.
You look down and you see a puzzle box at your feet. It looks the same, but this time, different colors, slightly different design. It definitely looks like an upgrade.
Oh, I pick it up.
The rift goes boop. You can no longer hear or see anything of Ikaria. The rift has vanished. You go forth, you're towards the house, you enter the house. Each of you's going through. The lights are flashing, the things are going. You then see a gnome standing there in the center of the room, unlike anything that you've seen before. He has these steampunk goggles going over his eyes. He's holding what looks like the puzzle box that was just back in the barn, and it was broken. And he's holding it in his hand, and he looks at you and he goes, "You destroyed this one, but that's okay. There's always more ghosts to use to bring the souls. My boss's box will be filled. You've got nothing here." He then pops a corner on the puzzle box and goes, poof. Sasha, yes.
Was he within 15 feet of me?
No. Y'all would have seen him standing in the middle. It's not one that you can interact with. I'm sorry, but for storyline,
okay.
there are
That's
a few
fine.
little
That's
things
fine.
like that.
Yeah.
With that, you then see a ghost that comes forth. It's the form of the little boy that has been harassing Anakaria nonstop. He looks at you, Verly, and he goes, "You're not my sister, but you're a playmate. And the bad guy's gone. You want to play hide and seek?"
Yeah.
He then goes, "Great. You go hide, and I'll seek you."
She runs off.
Pippa, do you follow?
Of course I go after her, and I'm saying some very interesting words along the way.
Okay. As they go chasing off, Pam, your kitchen, you find there's no burnt muffins in here, but it smells faintly. But even as you sniff and begin to stir your pots, you notice the smells of home are coming back. The fun little quirky place you first thought you were going to be at is coming back. As you peer down at your stove, you see the reflection of a puzzle box spinning and looking at you.
In my stove?
Like how you have this set, it's like a little reflection. Do you do anything?
Is it?
It's
So
like
it's not-
it's like a mirror image that's playing on the shine of your stove.
But it's not the one that I'm carrying in the mage hand. That's another one.
It's not the broken one, because the gnome, what you thought was in the mage hand, the gnome that was in the center of the room, he had the box. He
Okay.
took the box from your mage hand, so it's gone with him. What you're seeing now is a reflection that's like the puzzle box that you had, but different.
I realize that it's probably up above, but I'm not going to do anything because I'd rather just be cooking. So I'm just gonna turn around and just pretend I didn't see anything.
So Pam
Maybe just walk
That is
away.
she's like, "I'm done with this. I'm making the meal." That is great. Okay, Sasha and
Maybe
Barry.
just put a towel over it.
Sasha and Barrick, you are now there in the foyer. You've seen Pam go off to the kitchen. You know that Verily has run off to play hide and seek, Pippa following after her. What would the two of you like to do or say to one another?
We need to get these cubes.
Yeah, there's definitely more, and that's definitely the source of what's going on.
Absolutely. No one else should get hurt. No one else should be lost.
No, we've already lost too many.
So, where do we start?
That's a very good question.
Is the boy still there?
He went chasing off after Verily. At this point, it is the two of you alone. You then, as a lull comes and you contemplate what was happening, you hear Grandma Sue again, and she tells you, "You guys did good. I'm proud of you. Y'all can come back here anytime. But you know, your friend's gone, and the rifts are tricky. And y'all too, I know, have missions to solve, especially you. And you've still got that shining to do. I have faith that you'll find these boxes. I can give you a clue. That bad gnome guy was from a dark place. With his box, he somehow was able to control us spirits. We didn't want to hurt the people, but we took them to the barn. He used his box to capture the souls. I think y'all saw that earlier when the box surged. I don't know their plans, but it's a bad thing and it messes with things. Please tell me that you will help the others.
I'll help.
I'll help.
Good. This is good. The image of her rocking in her rocking chair just goes back. She sits back to knit, at peace again. They don't seem concerned that Lucy's still gone and not here with you. With that, oh, go ahead.
Was Lucy still put in the box as well, Grandma?
She's faded out, and you get no answer.
Can I go to the library and pick up Lucy's headband?
Absolutely. As you do that, we're going to cut back real quick. Verily, where did you go to hide?
So, Verily is hiding in a closet somewhere, and she's sitting there for a couple minutes, and then just wait. Where's Cress again? Pippa! And she gets up from her hiding spot. She jumps up and opens the door with a crash and then runs out to find Pippa, screaming, "We have to find Cress! We have to find Cress!" And
okay, when you throw open the doors, Frank has just gotten to the door like he was getting ready to go, and instead you startle him, and he goes, "Ah!" And the ghost just like, his little ghost just like, and he goes and like tucks in a corner, and you hear, "Don't do that!" You also then hear the voice behind you, Pam, of Fred. "The kids are being grumpy again. I guess things are returning to normal around here." Pippa, you hear Verly scream with calling for you, but at the same time, you also hear from a little small radio at the side table a voice crackling like it's static. "Pippa? Pippa!" You can tell that though distorted and unclear, it's Cress.
Cress, honey?
Can you hear me? Am I coming in?
You are. Where are you?
I'm in another rift. It got me. Y'all need to find me.
Can you get back out?
No, y'all need to come to me. There's a lot. And the static starts popping. And
Cress, honey, give me something.
Verily. Sticker chips.
Sticker chips. Sticker chips.
It then crackles and cuts out. Bayrick, somehow from downstairs, almost like a dissonant echo within the weaving and coating of your armor and form. Even through your familiar, it seems to pulse. You also hear rift, sticker chips, crackle, crackle, crackle. And with that, we close. You've saved the ghost problems. The rift has swallowed both Cress and Anakara. So now 2 people have gone. Next week we have some players returning. some that are not. One of the fun things that we're doing for these streams is different characters will be able to come back and forth. So hopefully you will get to see each of these players again and get to learn more about their special powers and their skills and the cool things that they can do. I do greatly apologize because we went an hour over. Holy crap.
Oh, wow.
That
Time
being
flies
said,
when
it was
you're having
actually
fun,
a
I
good
guess.
thing because it was y'all's great role playing. We did have a bigger turnout than expected, but I really loved having each of y'all split up. I will, for the future, I think, let's try to make them smaller, but I kind of enjoyed this, having the bigger groups able to split up and have different dynamics, and that's something we can play with. That's the fun thing about when you play, is when you go to the park, you never know who's going to be there to play with. You know,
Exactly.
So hopefully you each had a good time. I know it was a little bit different than people are used to. It is something that I'm still figuring out how we want it to go. So hopefully we'll all kind of grow together and learn the tricks and what works and how to streamline and not have what I thought would be maybe 2 hours be. We sort of used the code and multiplied and doubled, and so going out. Quick thoughts, Pam. Polymorph Crafts, you're at top. What'd you think? Is there anything you really liked or anything that you look forward to?
I usually play like really smart, like focused characters who are like really on top of things and the first one in the room. And so this one was a lot of fun because I got to be like, it's okay. It's okay.
Right.
So that was quite fun. I want to keep playing Pam because
Good.
she's got just so many recipes.
Well, and not only that, but I look forward for people to learn more about him. Each of these characters, all of y'all did such an amazing job with these characters, and I'll be working with y'all each to kind of do some little sneaky peek write-up things for people that come back to the stream over blurbs of what y'all want them to say. But man, y'all done great, and I love Pam. I can't wait for them to find out more about Pam.
Well, it's just everything is about the kitchen, you know. And I'm gonna find myself using that accent later, and my kids are gonna they're
Dude,
gonna have words.
Mom, what are you doing?
And just go and check out Polymorph Crafts. Find us on Twitter, polymorphcrafts.com.
Because everybody needs a
etc.
mimic box, right?
Everybody needs a mimic chest, you're right. And they're friendly, mostly friendly.
Friendly mimics, right? And what about you, Varric? Any big things that immediately click to you? And this includes things that you would have liked to have seen gone better, because that's part of one of the things as a DM that I do like to do is, you know, if there was something that you felt could have improved or moved things along, suggestions, afterwards always you're able to say it, or if there's something real quick you can say it here. But mostly, you know, what did you like? What words I get this way. Barry?
Oh, sorry. I did not hear my name at
See,
all.
that's what happens when I say too many words. They quit listening.
No, I had a great time. Everything was good. You know, role playing was great, and I'm a sucker for role playing, albeit not the greatest at it myself. I do apologize for the few technical issues. Surprisingly, not as many as I was expecting, so that's good. Hopefully, next time it won't be that bad. But yeah, no, I had a great time. Look forward to next time, or next weekend, I should say.
Yeah, because Varric is one of the ones that'll be coming back next week to play. And I can't remember, I don't have the list right in front of me. I can't remember. Pam, were you coming back next week as well, or no? You had plans.
I have not
No,
signed
Pam.
up for it.
No,
Oh.
Pam.
No, sorry.
I couldn't remember.
It looks like I have frozen.
Yeah, you did freeze, but we've got your audio. I can't remember. Were you playing session 2, or you had stuff going on, right?
I can if you need more people. I can.
Okay, we'll
definitely
work
come
that
back.
out. We'll work that out. I know that
Okay.
Bayrick was coming back, and then Sasha, same thing with you. You know, we can work that out because we do have a few new players. But I do want each of y'all to come, and I know for a fact, Sasha, you had said you could do third season too. But tell me about you. What if you were done, Bayrick? I didn't mean to cut you off. If you were done. You are done?
Muted.
Oh no, I am done.
Okay, cool. And what about you, Sasha? What did you like? Suggest things, stuff?
I enjoyed the role play. I think it's kind of obvious. I still have a lot to learn about role play, and I still have a lot to figure out about this character. Other than that, my only concern, I personally plan this character more combat oriented, and there was not barely any combat, if any at all. So I kind of built this character for the wrong session. I felt.
No,
But it was
because
still fun.
well, okay. So that being said, to address that, one of the things is you had expressed, you were one wanting to come back because each of these are the one shots and the characters are coming in and out. Just because this particular session you didn't get to do that combat-y stuff, there will be other opportunities and times where you'll be like, wombo combo, wham jam, totally in there. In fact, next week's game's gonna be a little bit more up in your face. So yeah,
That's the feeling I'm getting. So
yeah.
I'll see if I can come back for that.
Okay, cool. And what about you, Anakaria? What did you like here?
I actually liked that it wasn't constant combat because that's been almost my entire D&D experience was,
Yeah.
okay, we have a session, there's going to be like 2 hours straight of combat and maybe about 30 minutes of roleplay. So having a bit more was nice.
Okay. I like that too. I like being able to express things. So that's cool. I'm glad. Okay. And what about you, Miss Whirly Verly? Tell me about it.
I also really liked the roleplay aspects. I like how we didn't end up actually rolling for that much, aside from
The
certain
few weird
mechanical
places
things
that I say to do stuff. I know I have weird places I choose for roles sometimes.
Yeah, but no, I feel like where you chose to do roles was very fitting. So I really liked that. I'm a little slightly on the upset side that Verly didn't get to use any of the phrases that I came up with for the spells, because I went through my entire spell list and had like 2 to 3 phrases for each spell that she could have used.
Right.
And I didn't get to use any of them.
But see,
but that's okay.
That just means you come back and then you use them then.
Well, I can't come back next week, but we'll see about that later.
Awesome.
But anyways, it was a lot of fun, and it was so nice to be able to play with my terror muffins.
I know, right? I'm so excited.
The 3 of us have never actually talked to each other in voice at all, and we've been talking in like group chats for like 3 months now.
That is great. I'm surprised that you didn't at least have a voice call with so many social medias that are like you can do that with,
We're just all in different schedules. Our schedules.
Yeah.
But anyways, it was lots of fun, and I had a ton of fun playing with all of you today.
Yeah,
Great.
I'm glad.
Thank you.
Thank you. And okay, last but certainly not least, Miss Pippa Shortgarters, do tell us.
No, I had a great time playing with this. It was fun to do more heavily roleplay mode because the other games I'm in, there's a lot more combat. So it was fun to actually get to be the character more than the actions themselves. I actually picked out a character, like normally I go for magic. This is no magic.
Right.
So for me, it was a completely different approach too. So it was neat to learn how to play a character where you can't just go zing and something happens.
Right. And that for me, that is one of the things that I adore is the role play things, because for me, I love the story driven. I mean, I like combat where it fits, but it's all that story driven. And that's the fun thing for y'all watching about tabletop games is it lets you use your imagination. It lets you explore and think of things that are zany and crazy. And maybe in real life, you can't walk upside down and skywalk through the air with a moonwalk cool like Verly. But up here, when you're playing, you can totally do that if you've got the right skills and stats and imagination. And for that being said, hopefully, I'll be able to get a few more kinks worked out that we can all check out. You can find us more for Geeky Bugbear Fairy Tales on Saturdays at 10 a.m. EST. I will be doing 3 shows and then 2 weeks off 3 shows and then 2 weeks off. So you'll know when to look for us. And each week we will have new players, new ongoing storylines. They will set in the Retroverse. And is there anything that anybody wants to say before we call this supposed to be 2-hour became 4-hour thing done?
Have a happy Saturday.
Yeah, have a good weekend, everybody.
Right.
We're now to the point where people are actually awake, so enjoy it.
Right? So now they should all go outside and play and sing songs and have a good time. So for that, we thank you guys and hope that you will join us again next week for Geeky Bugbear Fairy Tales.